Indit Bongo. Hello my fellow knights and warriors. How are we all finding today?
Why, hello there, ladies, gentlemen, friends from beyond the binary, and carpet tile salesman, also known as defunct. Why, hello there, Mr. D20. Hello there, Mr. Gabs. Hello. Look at that. Ultra-wide camera. What do we think? Andy, do you want to do maps with your inventory like that? You can't see my... You can see my inventory. Oh, no. No, no. Oh, no. You weren't meant to see that. Wide camera is nice, but blocking chat? Oh, no, I am. Hold on. Quick fix for this. quick fix.
Well, it seems like my 3-year anniversary will be around the release time of Evercold. Kind of fitting, since I discovered you through triple times F14 and did love much love.
There we go.
Tidy your inventory, armory, and glamour dresser. How are you going to fit more triple triad cards in there at this rate?
Excuse me.
Here's to another year. Nice inventory, BTW.
Thanks. Thanks very much, Michael. Thanks, buddy. Thank you for the 3 years. Can we please, if we haven't already, get some love and chat for the lovely Michael Poulsen with the 3 years. Nashoba with the cheeky 410 bits. June with the 30 months. June, that is perfect timing. Darth Nictor with the 38 and Bumblebone with the 8 as well. Thank you all. Now Xaviax can see us reacting to them 10 years later when the VODs are uploaded. What do you mean? Why is chat so big? I wasn't ready for my close-up. I was blocking it a moment ago, so I figured, well, let's make up for it and make it go big. So here we are. Anyway, how are we? It is lovely to see you all.
Another 37 months of messy inventory.
Oh, come on. Why do we have to keep talking about the bloody inventory? Let it go. Let it go. Okay? Clive, thank you for the 37 months at tier 3. I do sincerely appreciate it. How are you today, buddy? Hopefully you're well. I want a quick music check-in. Clive, what are you currently listening to? What is that? I don't need pie. Thank you very much, Ulster. No, I don't want your crap that you don't want to take to the vendor. Get out of here. I'm hiding behind Crit. He'll defend me. Maybe I'll just enter him. I meant what I said. Anyway. Interesting. Make a stay. Thank you very much for the Furret bits. Let's move on swiftly from the previous comment. How are we? Are we all well? I love that we've gotten here as the sun is setting. The gang has assembled. I am very Okay, I am going to move the chat back. I've had my fun. I don't know how to move the chat back. This is problematic. There we go. I found you. I mean, I could even do this and turn chat upside down. And then that way you have to watch holding your phone upside down. Back to front. In a mirror. I don't like this either. It's uncomfortable. No! What are you doing? No! All right, I'll fix it. Here we go. Multi-chat. And then drag this up here. We want it to be somewhat legible. There we go. All is right with the world once again. G'day, mates. We're Australian chat now. The lint from my pockets. Dear, oh dear. The stream is going to be like this. Oh no, Noir, what do you mean? We're going to have a lovely day today. I think I have maps ready to go. Emphasis on think. Yeah, I've got one here. There you go. And I think I've got another one in my inventory somewhere. Maybe I put it on a retainer. I don't know. But I have one ready to go. So we'll get a group. Well, shall we? I'm guessing this is the group. Has the group formed? Can I join said group? Not that I think we should go run the map right now, but can we at the very least be assembling the team? This bag. Oh, leave. Shush. Okay. I know where everything is, and it's very important. Everything I have in there has a purpose. If only there was some way to search all your inventories to find out where things are. Oh, thank you, Chris. How do you do that if you don't have it to search in your inventory? Can you just like /search? Like /search gargantua skin? How do you search? /iSearch? Oh! But I don't know the name of the map. I think it's Gargantua Skin map. It's found Gargantua Skin half gloves. Oh, you can just put in Gargantua. Ah, that's cool. I had no idea that was a thing. I have... What's my play time? 119 days on this character, and I didn't know. I didn't know that. Slash I search map. I've got a time-worn brush skin. Oh, wait, that's what I want, isn't it? Wait. Yeah? Where are you? Is that the one? Is that an old one? I'm all out of sorts here. Those are not the latest ones, but still level 100. Is it worth me running it? Or are we going to get, like, crap rewards if we run an older map? That is really cool. I genuinely had no idea that was a thing. I didn't, Shadowclaw. When exactly is that dropping? Out of curiosity. Good morning, gamers. Good morning, Luke Guru. How are you, sir? Lovely to see you. The newest map is Gargantua skin, but any map is fine. Okay, well, I've got one Gargantua skin on the go. And I mean, considering I have an old one, we may as well run it, right? So that's over on Milady in Block 5. Milady. Withdraw items. So Block 5. There it is. Nice. Look at that. Awesome. Pretty much all maps are still worth running. I mean, there are still good rewards in all maps. Hyped for Cyberpunk. I know it's not relevant to 14, but I'm so hyped. Also, what would the description for FF14 Online be? Trying to decide if I wanted to get it and give it a try. Well, first of all, Xeno Kitten, Cyberpunk should be arriving in your subfeed on Saturday. That's the plan. I'm still yet to record it, but I will be recording very soon. And that will release Saturday is the plan. Initially, I thought we'd release it tomorrow, but because of the way YouTube's algorithm works, for anyone with even a passing interest in Warframe who is subscribed to my channel, aka 95% of the people who are subscribed to me on YouTube, they wouldn't get that in their subfeed. Instead, they would get my Warframe live stream in their subfeed. So in order to not tread on the algorithm's toes, we're moving that over. So Socrates, I did that purposefully. I'm glad you clocked it. So yeah, that's the plan. That's the plan, is to have that going live on Saturday.
Handle the coming spectacle with grace.
Gremlock, I look forward to the spectacle, and I now that I am plugged in. So for those that don't know, I've been live streaming off of a Wi-Fi connection for basically 5 years, and it's served me well. But I am now hardwired in. I have a dedicated Ethernet socket in the new office, which is directly connected to the router. I now have gigabit speeds. I have like 120 up, 1,000 down. So yeah, we should be good. We should be good. I did try and find a way to run an Ethernet cable beforehand, directly from my router to my PC in the old office, but we were literally on opposite ends of the building, and it would have been a lot of hassle. And the Wi-Fi worked fine, so I just left it, knowing that in the future I'd fix it. And now I have. So every room in our new house already has hardwired internet. I am stoked. Noir, that is incredible. And I believe it was Noir, you asked where are the miniatures? I have a shelf next to me with all of my miniatures on. Literally right next to me. So I can just slide over here. Hold on. Hold on. Slide back. And will that focus? There they are. They're all up there. So the plan is, I've got all my paints over here, all my miniatures over there, and the plan is, you know, to paint more and build more, because it's easier for me to do now that I can just, like, you know, grab some paints, grab a mini, and then get the work. So yeah, I'm super happy with how the office has come along. As you can see, I've got all of my stuff behind me over here. So yeah, Neon, thank you. That is sweet of you. This is one of the lights from the old office. If you can cast your mind back a week, I have a couple of, I don't know what they're called. Philips Hue. Nope, not coming to me. They released a product like 10 years ago, and it's this floor lamp basically, and I got a couple of them for £20 each, and that's what cast the blue light in the old office. And I finally plugged it in earlier, and I've got I don't know if I can move. So that's Rivendell. And it backlights Rivendell. So yeah. I thought you had a tan. I do have a tan. And to prove that, this is the color of my arm on the underside. Yep. I'm really tanned right now. This is not like an orange glow on my face, guys. This is me sitting in the garden for an risque sand. You bastards. That's so mean. That is so mean. For those who missed it, they both used the flashbang emote. As if my white arm. Oh, God, that's really tickled me. Well done, guys. Well done. Oh, dear. But yeah. Yeah, as I said, I am quite tanned at the moment. My hands are also got a bit of a tan on them. But again, as you can see, the part of my arm where it's not tan is very pale. Classic. Where Andy lives, any tan is a farmer's tan. You look positively orange. Are you dipping into taco stocks? No. I promise you I'm not. This is just me. It's just me. None of it's fake tan either. It's just being sat in the garden. Literally that, and walking a lot. Not sunburnt. I hasten to add. The back of my neck did get a bit sunburnt, but we're okay. We're okay. Andy playing Red Mage in real life. I hate it here. Sapphic, hello. I don't want to be known as the Orange Man, considering other people who are described as being Orange Men. I do, Clive. Yes. I do. Not as much as I probably should, but I do. Also, non-ironically, I did get tanned walking to and back from the vet yesterday after lunch. There we go. There we go. And yet you come here every day. What can I say, Kevin? What can I say? Andy is so much better than the Grand Cheeto. I mean, the bar is non-existent, Ray. I think anyone and everyone. Okay, maybe a couple people aren't better, but, you know, by and large, the bar is on the floor. I've been good at using sunscreen recently. Very good, Clive. At least now you have a place you and the family can shelter when the hateful sky orb burns the earth, since you've AC now. Really, Ike, yes, 100%. And I've said to Mrs. D20, you know, if like they're really struggling indoors, they're welcome to just come sit in the background while I'm streaming if they really want to. The bar may be on the floor, but Boris Johnson would find a way to trip on it. I mean, Boris Johnson is not worse than Mr. Cheeto. He's not great, but he's not worse. Come on. Anyway, Andy, how's the new room? Judge, it is incredible. It is absolutely incredible. That's really it. For so many reasons. Again, of course, number one, especially this week with the heat wave we're experiencing, the air conditioning is quite literally saving my life. I've got desktop speakers, which is something I've never had. Never had desktop speakers. So in the evening, when I'm relaxing, I can just like take the headphones off. And I know it might sound silly because I imagine many of you might have something like this too. I could just listen to my game or my music through some speakers, and it's really, really nice because of course I couldn't do that before, being adjacent to my son's bedroom. And especially in the warmer months, having to wear a headset, like your ears are just getting decimated in there. So agreed, Hiss, agreed. I love my desktop speakers. They're Genelac Studio monitors, best audio experience for one. Sounds amazing, Mr. Gaps. I've inherited these from Dad D20. They are Kef, K-E-F. He upgraded his own sound system, and as a gift, he said you can have my old ones. I said, okay, well, I'll take them. So yeah, I've got his old speakers. They're really good, really nice. I've kept speakers. There we go. I'm glad they've got your seal of approval, Mr. Gabs. I know you like quality. Got a small JBL Bluetooth speaker that I use as a speaker, and it's life-changing when the headphones start to hurt. I did have an old Samsung soundbar. So old, in fact, that I did try and sell it for £10 on my local selling website, like for the town I live in. No one bought it after half a year, so I kept it. Like, that's how old it is. Like, even at £10, no one bit. But I used that for, like, playing my records, and it did a good enough job. But these new ones, God, it is amazing. It's really nice. I put in a request with yet another company for aircon. Maybe this is the run. Asik, I believe in you. I believe in you. Legend says British man Andy finds out he can play games without streaming them. It's nice, man. It is nice. JBL is goated. John Bradshaw Layfield? Who is John Bradshaw Layfield? Good audio equipment, not Bluetooth, will last forever. I too have a small JBL speaker because my youngest brother didn't want me to live alone with no noises when I moved out. Music is for me an incredibly important thing. I listen to a lot of music. Zeno, yeah, I never got around to responding to your query, did I, about FF14? I know I responded to the Cyberpunk part, and then I failed to tell you about FF14. So, I not to sound like an absolute joke, but there's a copy pasta that people like to spread around when FF14 is mentioned. And open, find, and link your map coordinate in party chat. You could have said please, Crit. Could have, yeah, a little courtesy. Please, I'll do it. Okay, thank you. Thank you. If I can open up my inventory. Right, let's see. Where am I? That looks like it is in living memory. The something. I think that's where you ride the capybara, isn't it? In living memory? If my memory serves. Jacques Terral. I thought this is how you... Oh, no. I'm in the wrong part of Terral. Sorry. Jacques Terral. Down here. Hold on. I'm having an absolute canary here. I thought this is how you accessed it. If you click the map preview, it opens to the relevant map. Painful? Get out of here, defunct. How dare you? Painful, my ass. You click the map. Oh! Wow! Look at that! Wow, it's amazing! Okay. So, I think we're up here. The knowable, there it is. So mine is there. And I want to put that in party chat. There you go. Hey, there we go. Andy discovering features. I had no idea, and I was doing maps for a while. Man hasn't played 14 in so long, he can't remember how to play. It's been a month. So yeah, it's been a while. Yeah, the plan for today, for those who missed it, I didn't get round to reading Zeno or responding to Zeno's message again. Zeno, I'm sorry. There is a free trial that you can download for free for Final Fantasy XIV, and it includes quite literally hundreds of hours of content. So my suggestion would be download that, give it a go, see how you get on. You don't have to have friends to play. It's certainly better to have some friends you can play alongside, but by and large, you can play the game entirely solo if you want to, only occasionally being forced into actually grouping up with people. But you can do that without ever having to communicate. You can just go into a lobby and say, okay, I'd like to, queue up for this dungeon or this raid, and the game will automatically populate a group around you, and then you can do that content. So, yeah, entirely free forever. Some guy had over 1,000 hours before they even added Shadowbringers. June, I don't know if you are in the Discord to see it. I think you're in the Discord. The lovely Xaviax, and I will shout out Xaviax's thread in the Discord. Xaviax, longtime community member, is currently playing through Final Fantasy XIV for the first time, and they are sharing each and every step of their journey with us. Hold on, I need to swap job. Let's go Reaper. Unable to apply glamour plates here? I mean, it did a good enough job. That's fine. Yeah, each and every step of their journey they are recording. I don't know if someone can link the thread in chat. So anyone who is an FF14 enjoyer, feel free to come and enjoy, being a fly on the wall. It is a really, really special playthrough. Because unlike any streamed playthrough, there is no risk of backseating. There is no inherent being informed of things without explicit permission being given. It is a really, really unique sort of playthrough to follow along with. Hey, we got a portal straight away. Amazing job, team. And we got some loot. Dumbbell rack. Yoink. I need that. Gotta pump some iron. Yeah. Vampirism, you say? Yes. There you go. There's the link. Crit's got it in chat. So if anyone's in the Discord, if you click that link that Crit's just put in there, that will take you to the thread. I highly encourage you to check it out. But yeah, Xaviax is taking notes of absolutely everything. And taking photos of absolutely everything. And again, it is really special. And the Luna, that's the thing. Crit got DMV'd! Oh, what a newbie poopy. Look at this guy. Aw, bless him. Pictured me giving a shit. It works with his attire, not gonna lie. Stop right there. Stop right there. You're meant to point and laugh. Hiss. Come on, man. Come on. What's going on here? Well, maybe, Knight. Maybe. How are you today? It's lovely to see you. Hopefully you're well. I don't have a dice to roll. If I did, I'd roll it. I vaguely remember what we have to do here. Clive Stormwind operates the Hypno slot machine. Today I'm drinking Coca-Cola Cherry. I've betrayed Pepsi. Sorry, Pepsi. It's gonna re-roll 100%. I don't know how any of this works. Okay. I've not done one of these in so long. The superior 0-calorie cola. Hell yeah, brother. No, incorrect. And I don't have the 0-calorie version here. This is full sugar. I can't target the onion. Oh, whatever. I'm having the full sugar variety, guys. Okay, 2's down. Where's 3? Got there in the end. I really struggled to find them. Make my way over to 5. Oh, come. Oh, as if they stop moving when I finally decide to use the travel ability. Okay, we're good. We're good. We're good. Everything's under control. Full sugar cherry coke. Cheers, Andy. Cheers, Dawn. There we go. It is the best soda. Full sugar cherry coke. Oh my god. Yeah, I treated myself to a little meal deal today, as today was payday. And yeah, I nabbed myself a little Coca-Cola cherry. These guys are called cheeks? What, is it because they got their cheeks out? They're very jiggly. That's what I'm noticing. They're very jiggly. Okay. What's inside the treasure coffer? I think Clive needs to loot. Or can anyone click it? What did we get? Some stuff. Some stuff. What happens next, I wonder? Here we go. Reroll, come on. Again, I don't know enough of these to know. Lesser Notion? Can someone from the map groups inform me of how you know of it's going well? Do you like root beer? I've never... have I had root beer? I don't think I have had root beer. I've tried ginger beer, I think. It's going well until you get kicked out. Okay. And kicked out are the 3 broken hearts, right? Okay. Root beer floats are amazing. Maybe I will procure some root beer. And we can try it live on stream. That's the kind of content you come here for, right? I think you'd like root beer Andy. Any reason you put my name in all caps, Dawn? I feel like you're threatening me. Are you part of Big Root Beer? Ginger beer is Blair. Root beer is amazing, especially with some vanilla ice cream. You need to stop right now. Sweat cloth. I rolled a 19. I rolled a 19. I'm not winning that. Can I sell you on Pilk? Absolutely not. Sorry. Rainbow, is that good? Is Rainbow good? What? Why do I feel like we're going to pop off and the NA map group is going to make a piñata styled in the image of my head? Wow. 3 blue bits. Elder Imagining. Elderly Sign, maybe? It wasn't Yan, but still good. Yeah, happy Pride Month, guys. Happy Pride. While we are nearing the end of Pride Month, our commitment to the LGBTQIA plus, is there a 2 in there? Community is unfaltering year-round. Unlike many of these corporations with their agendas and stuff. Oh, I thought we might be able to stack these up. Come here, Vault Keeper. Why do I have a square above my head? When did that happen? Villainy! Yes. We do have some villainy emotes. I think they're still live. They should be. As designed by the one and only Vosif. Master artiste. And just all-round incredible guy. Please do not judge my gameplay. I know it's shit. It will improve as the day goes on, much like morale. Leather sack? What's in there? Do we not know? What's in here? The coffer is locked tight. The Lawn Blazer. Railroad not required. I rolled a 3! What is with my rolling today? A feckin' 3? Oh, don't laugh, DMV boy. There you go. While I might not know everything, I remember how to get these back up. You cheeky shit. Try to roll higher? Okay. Enjoy it while you can. I will. Don't you worry. Don't you worry. V6 is going very well. Very, very well. Darthon, congratulations! Now, will we continue? Come on. No broken hearts, please. No broken hearts. It's gonna re-roll. It's gonna re-roll. I can feel it. In the pit of my stomach. There's still a chance. Oh. This is Crit's fault because he came in with his DMV portrait. Jinxed it? Oh, damn it, Andy. WTF? He did it. On that note, can we get Villain's emote back? Is it not active right now? It might have been because after we beat Dawn Trail, it just sort of didn't get used. Because I was, I'll have to sort it later because I got to remove another one and I don't know what to remove. And yeah, we'll sort it. We'll sort it. Okay, boring, bye. They're gone. Never mind. Hello, Kayasa. How are you today? Lovely to see you. Hopefully you're well. Never mind. Never mind. Yeah, get your laughs in. And Vosif, did you receive payment? I realize now I didn't DM you, but I paid you, I think.
Hello, hi. I forgot to share this yesterday.
Hey!
So I think we must do it now. Good luck with mappage.
Thank you for the mappage well wishes. Make some time. I appreciate that. How are you today? It's lovely to see you. And thank you for the 43 months. Will we get a second portal? Oh, we did. Guys, it's just that easy. Just that easy. Viking, hello. Hello, Andy. I recently started playing FF14, got to 50, unlocked Samurai, finished Realm Reborn, and I'm now working on my DOH and L classes. Any tips for a beginner? Also, I'm aiming to have a Reaper and a Viper. My name is Grim Reap Fandango. I love the name, first of all. Love the name. Any tips? Don't worry about min-maxing. I think that's an important thing. Don't worry about being as optimal as possible. And just enjoy the ride for what it is. The only thing I would maybe mention, and it's you know, it's not necessary, but would be to do as many of the blue quests as possible. Not blue in terms of the job blue mage, but rather when you see a quest icon above an NPC's head, if it's blue, that often means that you are going to unlock something for doing it. Whether that's a gameplay mechanic, whether it's a dungeon, whether it's insert other thing here that I don't want to spoil. Definitely check out all of those quests as you progress through the game. A lot of them will be in capital cities. That isn't a rule though. Just a lot of them tend to be in capital cities, so they're more accessible. But yeah, that would probably be my advice. Don't worry about being perfect. Don't worry about not being optimal. You've got many years to worry about that when you're fully caught up with the game. But I hope you're enjoying Samurai. Samurai is one of my favorite melee jobs in the game. I absolutely love Samurai. With your mini limit break, it is so much fun. Indigo Twill Cloth. Come on, roll above a 3.
New job has forced me to be mostly on Voss
insufficient,
Squad, but I'm still here in spirit. Love to all you fine people. Also Andy, I guess.
Dine? You could have worded that in a much nicer way. What did I roll? A 9! A feckin' 9! I wanted to roll above a 10. Yan mount to make up for it. Come on. What is happening here? What is going on? This is sad. Viking, my pleasure. Are you on NA or EU? That's the only other thing that I will mention is something which I would definitely recommend is joining something known as a link shell. A link shell is just an in-universe term given to a group chat. So you can have a link shell where you can chat with friends from across different servers in your region. Annoyingly, there isn't yet a cross-region link shell capabilities in the game, but hopefully there will be in the future. But if you're on EU, you're welcome to come and join our EU link shell. And if you are on NA, there is an NA link shell. And the benefit of having people in-game to chat with, beyond just the social aspect, is if you need to get a group together for a specific piece of content, you can just go into the link shell and say, oh, hey guys, I'm trying to get a group together to run Alexander. Can you assist me? And more often than not, people will be willing to come and help and join in and have some fun. Right, let me try and... I need to clear up more space in my inventory. No broken hearts. That's more like it. Cheers. Now, this is why I've been saving the good roll, guys. Why am I not collecting this bag? Do you have to click it? Oh, do you have to, like, stand in the bag for, like, 0.1 of a second? Oh, you can't just run. Oh, yo, yo! 25 shining sacks obtained. Oh, my goodness. Guys, I'm going to roll. I'm going to guess now. 94. Let's see. If I roll a 94, I'll cosplay as Sora when I play Kingdom Hearts. Someone clip it. Guys, we're playing Kingdom Hearts next year. In 20... No, what do you mean? We're playing it next year. It's happening. January? I mean, hopefully. That is the presumed plan. Ready? Big Yan mount inside, and then I'm going to roll a 94. Okay, we got the mini Yan, but nonetheless, we're going to roll the 94, okay? Hold on. Let me just quickly make sure there's room in my inventory, because I'm going to need it. I'm going to need it. Okay. I rolled a 2. What is happening? Why am I not rolling above a 10? Good. Get me out of this hellhole. Don't re-roll. I don't want it. Go. This is a joke. Andy fricked it up? What do you mean Andy fricked it up? What did I frick? Sorry, Andy. I've caught like 5 big fish over the past 2 days. I'm stealing all of the luck. Make some time. Hell yeah. I've seen a bunch of people in the Discord get into fishing recently. Defunct especially. I am mighty jealous because I really enjoyed fishing when I was in that particular hole. Was it something Snacks? The YouTuber? Something Snacks? Someone will know who I'm talking at. Fruity, yes! Amazing quality in their videos. If you want to take fishing seriously in FF14, Fruity Snacks. They're like proper good videos as well. Like the production quality, the theming, the styling, like it is really, really good stuff. And it's not often I sort of stumble upon a YouTuber who makes me think, wow, that's really unique. Yeah. But I sort of fell down a rabbit hole of their videos. Late Endwalker, Early Dawn Trail. Some good stuff. You can't roll above a 10 with so few inventory slots. Your max roll caps out at 100 with a full page empty. Fine. I'll clear it out in a second. We got a tiny blue. I only know big blue. Okay. Why do you have so much armor in there anyways? My retainers. I've got all of my retainers currently, you know, on the 1 hour excursions to bring me back gear that I then funnel directly into my armoire or my glamour dresser. And any gear that I've got in there, I already have, and I'm just being too lazy to desynth it. If you want the honest to God truth, it's just laziness, really. So. And he confirmed I'm Big Blue. Propaganda. Are you having a propaganda at Blue there, Vosif? That's love. Directly, right. Leave me alone. Okay. Okay. I will clear my inventory after this, pending whoever's map this is doesn't immediately pull the lever. Okay, hold on. So, distance breaches, desynth. I can't desynth because I don't have enough inventory space. Don't perceive me. Stop perceiving me. Mana field dressing? Yeah, that can go. Sort inventory. There we go. I've got a full line free. I don't want to roll need on anything. Because if I know when I don't want it, I'm going to roll really well. I'm passing. I'm passing. I can't waste my luck on some silly glasses that I'll never use. Andy, your inventory is worse than my... It's gonna re-roll. What? Good job, Andy. What? Why? It's not my fault. Get out of here. Whatever. And you have literal ARR materials in your inventory? I see ARR extremes, totems, and coffers that... Alright, before anyone does another map, let me fix this. Hold on. Don't stand too close, I might accidentally trade you. Listen, I've been lazy, okay? I've been preoccupied. Wow, that inventory... Stop looking at my inventory! Stop looking at it! Come on. Okay, Del Escape Shaft. Oh, don't, Lemon. Don't give me... No. Go away. Go away. I'm in my toxic arc. Take your shit away. I don't want it. I got space for it. Stop! If you put the sweet rolls in again, I swear to... Lemon. I'll give you my crap. How about that? This is when I discovered that this is actually... This is when I discovered that I've just given Lemon, like, the rarest... Stop trading me! Stop it! You are insufferable! Caramel popcorn? Actually, that sounds pretty good. Can I have that? Thank you. Stop trading me. Thank you. Oh, okay, we're free. Heavy hollow arm. Heavy hollow gauntlets. Gotta hope that's the previous tier. I've just deleted a couple of them. Ah, whatever. Whatever. Popcorn is good food. It's not. Heavy as car... You can get more later. It's a candy. It's not like you'll play Savage or anything. Yeah, I guess so. Plenty of time until 8.0 to get them back. I'm not getting them back. That's not happening. When Savage? Never. No, I never say never. Never say never. I would like to do Savage, but it wouldn't be on stream. I'd like to get, you know, maybe a community static together and do Savages that way, but I doubt I'll ever stream them. Unless people were, like, really wanted to see them streamed. But I feel like because of the nature of having to have people on comms... and just the, you know, the overall vibe of Savages, I feel like that would be way more enjoyable for me to do that in my own time. Haha, sand, okay. Deal. I'm signed up for any EU Knighthood static. How about Discord local stream? Yeah, that could be done. Are we going to get 4 for 4 portals? Yes. We're getting very lucky on that, aren't we? What is this? Dichromatic dye. This unique pigment changes color depending on the angle. All right. 26. Good. Good. We're saving the good rolls for later. Someone report EU gang for hacking. I assume they have maps with guaranteed portals. Oh no, these are normal ones. These are normal portals. Is the plan to record Cyberpunk 2077 today still? I'm so excited. I'm hoping so. If not, it'll be tomorrow morning, ready for Saturday upload. What a lucky ducky. That's right, Christopher. That's right. Loot rolls. Roll for loot, please. Who hasn't rolled? It's Crit. Crit hasn't rolled. Of course he hasn't. Of course he's gone AFK. He's on the toilet. Classic. Let's make it happen. I'll talk to Lemon for organizing stuff. Heck yeah. Heck yeah. Clearly Ulster is coming to NA to steal our luck. Not available yet for Dawn Trail maps. Yeah, it'd be fun to do, again, Savage content. But I know Grinding Gear, the lovely Garrett and Kyle, they do Savages. Don't they on stream? Or Extremes? I think they do Savages. And they do Savage Prog. But the difference there is they've got each other to bounce off of, to talk about things. Like, for me, I would need to bounce that off of the people that I'm playing with. And not to say I can't do that in the live streamed environment, but I think I'd just rather do that in my own time, as opposed to trying to get content out of it, if that makes sense. When do you start getting maps that make sense to do on multiplayer? I think you can get them at any time after... Well, I think A Realm Reborn has some group portals that you can do, but the really good ones, I think, start in Shadowbringers, but I could be completely wrong. Dungeon maps start in Heavensward. I do miss the chill morning vibes of Death Stranding. I'm very excited for Cyberpunk. The thing is, I wanted to just make sure I felt comfortable in the office before I started recording anything. So, for example, I've got this, you know, the new camera layout, which I'm quite happy with, to be honest. And I think, it, you know, you get to see more of the office around me, and I feel like I can emote a bit more. I feel like I've broken away out of my 4x3 shell. So, you know, I think I'm there. I think I'm in a position now where I feel comfortable recording something. So... yeah, keep your eyes peeled. As I said, Saturday is the plan to get it uploaded for then. So, Alternate, love the name. Welcome on in. How are you? Lovely to see you. You need leveled 60 plus gatherers. Yes. Yes. Crit has returned and he rolled... I don't know. He passed, I think. Okay. Was recommended by someone in FF that you're a chill, funky guy. Chill, yeah. Funky, up for debate. A guy, yeah. I think I'm a guy. How are you, Alternate? It's lovely to see you. And shout out to whoever that was that
misidentified Lemon gifted
gave the recommendation.
Alto_Nate.
Hey, Lemon!
578 gift subs in the channel.
Alternate, welcome on in, courtesy of the misidentified Lemon. Lemon, thank you very much. Yeah, I can't self describe myself as funky. I think that's a title that only other people can bestow upon you. Wait, what's this? Rain, hello. What is this? What's happening? Are you okay? Don't listen to his lies, he's funky. Ah, dear. What's this about funky disco music playing in the background? This is when I have like a disco ball descend from the ceiling and I reveal that the office is in fact a disco. I assumed the funk was the smell. No smell in here. My air conditioning is maintaining a sweat-free environment. Okay. Here we go. Here we go. Come on, guys. Come on. Big money. Ho, 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 ho. 3 chests. Here they come. It's going to re-roll into 3 chests. I had a vision. Whose portal was that? Whose shitty map was that then? Who was it? XDDQQ. Yours? It wasn't mine. Stop spamming. Andy, you're so toxic. Oh. Am I Oliver? Sorry. Sorry, just every time the map fails, the chat, both in-game and in Twitch chat, is full of Andy's fault. Andy's got bad luck. Andy's fault. I dare to fight back. Quite toxic today, Andy. How dare you? How dare you? Andy, I have a map! I've come with a map! It's ready to go! How dare you? Chat reflects the streamer XDDQQ. I'll piss off. Easy there, Dora. Oh, wow. Swiper. No swiping. Probably a level 50 map. It's not actually. It's a gargantuous skin. Dear, oh dear. Anyway, Alternate. Welcome on in. It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance. I'm sorry that it's under these circumstances where I'm just being relentlessly bullied by chat. It's a gargantuous skin that I did not get it from a quest. I sold the quest one. Living memory. Okay, we're going over there, are we? Let's go. I'm going to teleport. Be faster.
Japan gifted a tier 1 sub to Dave Did Nothing Wrong. They have given 335 gift subs in the channel.
Thank you, Will. Thank you very much. This game looks like a visual nightmare. Oh, what's happened? I can't remember what I put my... how do you hide the UI? I'm so used to my Guild Wars 2 keybinds. What is... There it is. I'm there. In combat and in these treasure dungeons, it is undoubtedly a visual nightmare. But I think that's what they're going for with the content we are specifically doing. So at the moment, we are essentially teleporting our way inside of a virtual treasure dungeon with this slot machine. And it's purposefully meant to overload your senses because of the nature of where we are and what we are doing. That isn't to say the game is isn't cluttered visually. I do think it's a problem with 14, especially in the heat of combat. Because your abilities are so flashy, there is a lot going on, and it can be a bit of a nightmare to track things. But there are settings that you can enable or disable in order to improve clarity. But no, it is a very busy game. Especially late game when you've got all of your really flashy abilities. It's a slot machine, not slop machine, Kuja. Is it a gambling dungeon? That's kind of what we're trying to do, yeah. I never said... Kumaru! Thank you very much for the very generous 10 gifted subscriptions landing in the laps of Sphinx Moon, Literature Geek, Hee Himmel, Nahalon, David J. King, Abdullah, I'm a Bread Man, Coffee How, Jesus Lopez, or Jesus Lopez, and Pink Knight Songbird. Welcome on in. Courtesy of Kumaru. Kumaru, I hope that we are able to funnel your kindness into hopefully some good luck. Hopefully. Is it a Final Fantasy title if it isn't visually busy though? Touche. Touche. Should have 3 here. Okay. My one isn't here, I don't think. Mine's over there, so we're good. You know, with the announcement of Guild Wars 3, I wonder how far away we are from Square Enix developing a new modern-day MMO like ArenaNet is. I don't think that's going to happen. I really don't think that's going to happen. And I'll happily be proven wrong. Andy, roll loot? Oh, it's me. I won! I was building my luck by running around. Yours is done. Okay, I'm with you. I'm with you. Sorry, team. Sorry, team. Oops. You can zoom in and out, Xeno, so I can play this close to the, you know, my character if I wanted to. But then my problem is, because you're so close to enemies, visual clutter is at an all-time high. But zooming out, you get a better view of the battlefield. But you can change that just by scrolling in or out. If you really wanted to, you could play first person like this. This is what I would call a very masochistic style of gameplay. Like, if you want to really hurt yourself, this is how you do it. Like, I have no idea what's happening anymore. Now, we went 4 for 4 portals, and now we've gone, I feel like 4 for 4 without. So, you know, RNG has perfectly balanced itself. Andy, in your honor, this and one more spot in this area we call the nipple. This is your legacy. Is it because it's nipple high? Is that it? I'm curious to know more about this. But no, to go back to what I was... Oh no, I've got to roll again. Sorry. There you go. To go back to the conversation about MMORPGs and Square Enix and will they produce another one? 14 is kind of like their golden child. I don't see them dividing, and I think it would, even though people might disagree, I think it would divide the player base. Because the people who like Final Fantasy and like MMOs have already got 2 great options on the table. You know, 14, obviously, and then people who want that more old school experience have got 11. So I don't think there's a need for them to produce another MMORPG, and instead they can continue to evolve 14 into what will be a modern MMO. There's no need to produce a brand new one. We are going to be watching a dev panel in a bit, maybe when all of these portals and maps are run up, where they do talk about the evolution of the game, their take on the genre, and so on. So yeah, we'll check that out and see what they're planning. I feel like they should make something new at some point. I'm not opposed to the idea, but I don't think it's any time soon. They may eventually make a new MMO, but it won't be for a long time. Reroll the first one. Come on. Damn. I wouldn't be surprised if at the end of this current 10-year arc, they questioned whether or not they should. Like, we're at the beginning of a decade-long new adventure in the world of FF14. Whether or not they will, you know, want to, after that point, revisit their options and think, should we maybe produce another MMO? That I could see maybe happening. But I don't think Square making an MMO, a new one, is on the cards for at least a decade. Why can I hear Eryu? Is it because Eryu talks during this pipe? A Tota today as well. Yeah, Trial of the Ancestor. I'm going to try and play some of that. The thing is, MMORPGs are so much, like, they're really, really hard to develop. Just because of the nature of needing there to be something in an MMO that appeals to a wide variety of people. Like, think about Final Fantasy XIV and, you know, the people who play this. There are people who play exclusively to fish. There are people who play exclusively to Savage Raid. There are people who, you know, exclusively Ultimate Raid. And then you've got people who just want to gather and play the auction house, or, you know, there's so many different ways in which you can play this game. And the same applies to WoW. The same applies to really any MMO on the market. And because of that, there's so much development time that has to go into all of these different facets of what makes an MMO. Thus, you know, the... Nice. Thus, the cost of, if you know, starting one and creating one is exponentially high, or higher than what a typical game would cost. Well, we've got Guild Wars 3 being produced by ArenaNet. We've got the World of Warcraft, or should I say Blizzard, producing not only WoW, which will soon be coming to the end of their current saga, but they're also undoubtedly working on a revamped version of the classic game client. So in other words, doing what Jagex did with OSRS and doing that to classic WoW. That is undoubtedly happening. So that's going to be another MMO. While it is, you know, familiar, it will be a new MMO experience. Again, ArenaNet Guild Wars 3. You got Square producing the latest and greatest FF14 expansions. I think, and I don't know how much, but I know that there are still some updates going out for FF11. And then, of course, we've got the unnamed MMO being produced by Riot, which has been stuck in development hell, seemingly for quite some time, but is undoubtedly still being worked on. And then you've got like a slew of other MMOs and MMO lights which are, you know, appearing, but a lot of them feature some rather rampant pay-to-win mechanics. Guild Wars 1 Reforged as well. Yeah, that's very true. Very true. Yan, come on. Why does this always happen when I say Yan? I take the blame. That's on me, guys. Always jinxing it. Stop. Never mind. From my observation, one huge problem in MMO development is that MMO developers refuse to learn from prior MMOs.
Risky, you gifted a tier 1 sub to Streamer Luck, please.
I wish.
Have given 1,053 gift subs.
I wish, Risky. Risky, sincerely, thank you very much for gifting that sub to Streamer Luck, please. Hopefully, that will manifest a Yan for us. Hopefully. Hey Andy, how you doing? Lukios, hello. How are you? I'm doing very well. How are you today? I kind of want a game where I get to live as a dungeon slime. I'm sure there's an anime which would fulfill that. That feels like it's probably been done in an anime before, where the protagonist becomes a slime. Okay, I believe we're going to my one now. I think you guys said there was 3 here. So I'm going to be prematurely flying over on the assumption that that is... Oh no, there's a 4th. Never mind. Asik, that is something I do want to talk about. And I know we're going to be watching the dev panel later, and maybe that will alight us to some things. But I agree. And I don't say this necessarily in a negative way, more a conversational way. I want to hear opinions from people. I think because of the nature of FF14 being so paint by number, in that you know, oh, there'll be this many zones, the trial will be at this level, and it will probably be in this zone. We'll have another trial then, and another trial then. You know, like, you know what you're getting. It's the same vehicle with a different coat of paint every time. Admittedly, they do a damn good job at giving those fresh coats of paint. Like, it's never felt like too stale for me, but it's definitely one of those things where I would love to see them iterate and evolve on the formula in some way, shape, or form. But I know firsthand from having a conversation like this before, there are some people who love that and don't want that to change. I am definitely, not to sit on the fence, I am definitely in the middle, but I do fall more so on the side of I'd like to see them change that a little bit. I wish dungeons weren't a sprint to the end. Yeah, even that would be nice. Or for dungeons to just have different paths. And I know people are going to go variant dungeons, but like, I'm talking different paths in a typical fashion. Just something to break it up a little bit. Oh, I need to roll. Sorry, this is my fault. Sorry. Let me make chat bigger because I can't actually read all your comments. Evolve? What year is it? I never played Evolve. I really wish I had though. There you go. Fractals? Yeah, I'd agree with that. Reroll the middle one. Is that possible? No, never mind. Never mind. I'd like to need some strategy in dungeons, something like needing to sleep and crowd control a certain mob or kill a particular target because they buff the other mobs. Oh, Nikki, yes! I've not had to use crowd control in a dungeon for years. But now this is because I agree with what you're saying.
Fighter 24 gifted a tier 1 sub to Tojona's only 2,716.
I 100% agree with you, Nikki. I'd love that. But you just know for a fact that for every one person who is in favor of dungeons having those sorts of mechanics, there will be an equal amount of people who don't want that because they want their dungeons to be fast. They want their dungeons to be over quickly. And they will get annoyed at the fact that they have to, you know, take a moment to think about what they're going to do and to crowd control certain mobs. And then other people will say things like, oh, but I got trolled in this dungeon because they weren't CCing. And you just, like, I can just imagine the discourse around that if they were to go down that path. I am all in on them doing something like that, though. I'd love for them to do that. Kucha, I agree. Yes. And this is why I like having these conversations, because, like, it's not as cut and dry as people might think it is. People have been crying about the difficulty in the Dawn Trail MSQ. More complex things would be a tough pill to make them swallow. Well, In From the Cold is such a great example, right? I loved In From the Cold, and I did the quote-unquote nerfed version of that. But here's the important distinction. People are entitled to their opinion. People are entitled to say, I found this too difficult. This was too much of a roadblock for me to overcome. So what's the sweet spot? What's the middle ground? Reduce difficulty across the board so that there is no, common denominator of players who will have umbrage with the way something works? Do they find more ways to integrate difficulty sliders potentially into that sort of content? That feels like a lot of work. And that's, you know, therein lies the difficulty with an MMORPG, where you've got to cater to such a wide array of players. You cannot please everybody. If you give an inch to one particular group of players, the other groups of players will also want their share of an inch. And that is not feasible, because it's a push and pull system. You give an inch to one person, and it's taking away an inch from someone else, and vice versa when you give them an inch. And you end up in a situation where there's always going to be some sort of friction caused by an implementation of a specific piece of content, the difficulty of a piece of content. You know, the list can go on. This is not my fault. I didn't say Yan. I didn't say Yan. There you go. My brother plays FF Party Finder, previously duty queued the raids to clear, but he hated the Straybearer Dead Walk because it stopped expert dungeons being brain off farm. Your return to form is complete. Welcome back. Oh, because I was expelled. Okay. Hold on. I think it's my one now. Wait, did someone just... No. I think it's mine. I'll catch up on chat in a second. I need to do my job. I need to click this map real hard. I don't even know if I've got it on my hotbar anywhere. Is it down here? Materia? Oh god, I don't. Guys. Hold on. Repair. Decipher dig. There it is. Dig. That should be correct. Nice. Boom. Cool. There we go. We got there. Straybearer Dead Walk was horrific, though. There was just no breathing time on mechanics as a caster. And, yeah, I mean, I think some of the difficulty in some of the trials in this game, non-extreme trials, is in a pretty good spot for, like, just random content. For what it's worth, you know, my own 2 cents. Okay, Portal. Yeah, I mean, I saw that coming. I do have an older map. I doubt it's gonna spawn it here. Where is it? There it is. Could you imagine if it did appear here? No, it's Urkapancha. Who brought that shit map? How dare you? Tash, hello there, welcome. How are you? I've loved the difficulty in Dawn Trail. Dawn Trail difficulty for normal difficulty content is pretty good. I agree, and I agree with Lisa and Zanael. I think the initial seed of this conversation was less centered around difficulty and more the paint-by-numbers nature of the content cadence, of knowing how many zones there's going to be, which is, I mean, that's less of a problem. Not that any of these are necessarily problems. I think having a set amount of zones is whatever, but the need for there to be a trial at certain intervals, and that is immutable, is slightly infuriating, because when you're progressing the story, you can kind of tell in some senses as to what the boss is going to be. And you always know what to expect, and you kind of know the pattern that things come in. Well, thank you, Xenokit, and I appreciate that. Atash, not to gloat in the slightest, but the air conditioning I'm currently experiencing behind me is worth its weight in gold. It is incredible, and I couldn't have timed it better. We're in the middle of like the nastiest heat wave. I think we broke a record, I think, as a country this month. I think it's been the hottest June on record. Not an achievement that I think any of us want to celebrate, for obvious reasons, but make some time, it's feeling real cozy. It's really cozy. I quite like it. Broken record. It wasn't the Warframe one, was it? Oh, well done. Well done. I do like how they've integrated the Trial series into the MSQ now, though. Less opportunity for characters to be put into side content jail. Like, there are very few things that I have like deep umbrage for in 14. Like, there's things that, you know, if they were to change, I'd probably feel good about. Like, oh, that's cool. I'm glad they've amended this. But my list of things which I think are must changes, or like are in desperate need of being looked at, is incredibly small. Release Gaia from jail. Well, that's probably one of the things I would bring up. So I do think they need to just like, again, break any character who's in side content jail out completely. And if there is going to be a quest where they are involved in some capacity, just shoot up a warning. Hey, the content you're about to do, and only show it to people who haven't done the content, you are about to do a piece of content which would benefit from having completed insert dungeon duty trial here. Continue, yes or no? I don't know. But the fact that there are characters who just cannot be touched for whatever reason is a crying shame in an MMO that is built upon these interactions that we as players have with characters. Like, oh yeah, you've built this attachment to Gaia and Reen and their story? Well, because 4% of players haven't done the raid, we're never going to touch upon that again. And I know I'm being facetious, because we did see Gaia in the MSQ. But that to me is nonsensical. Like, it's got to be such a minute amount of players, like such a small percentage, who are not engaging with that content, even a little bit. It only appears if you did Eden. That's... I kind of forgot about that, yeah. Exactly, yeah, exactly, yeah, it's... If I were to, you know, be able to have a chat with people on the 14 dev team, that is for sure, like, #1 for me. Yes, Xanthia, here. You know what? I've not really considered this. And I do think it would get a lot of negative feedback from the community as a whole. But yeah, revamping the Crystal Tower. So when I queue for my Alliance Raid Roulette and I get it for the millionth time, I don't suddenly get wrought with this overwhelming sense of depression of, oh, I've got to run this shit again. Like, make it something that's, like, engaging and fun and fresh and, you know, integrate tactics which are maybe from later expansions into that in some way. NT, true. You know what? I rescind that. You are correct. Eventually it would get boring again. It would be, Ray, but I don't think those people would care, is where I fall. Like, if you're not partaking in the content, why punish those that are? And I think at that point, if you're not doing the content, telling them that this content is appropriate, that's on them. There's got to be a way for us to see statistics on certain things. Like how many players... Shut up. There we go. How many players... My keys are stuck. I'm just stuck running. There we go. We're back. I'm very confused by the top gifters board. Is something happening? Angie's someone who loves MSQ and lore, but she doesn't have time to do raids, and she's too scared about being good enough. So she just does MSQ, fishes, and decorates her house. Okay. Well, okay. So take everything I say as a blanket statement and not specifically at Ange, for example, right? Okay, so remove Ange from the equation in some way, shape, or form. Would you agree, then, that side content... And I know you're giving an example, which is why I'm trying to say my rebuttal isn't at her, it's, like, as a whole. Would you say, then, that characters being stuck in the side content jail that we've described, it is, you know, them as being stuck in, should remain there for the benefit of those who are not engaging in that content? Or do we just bring them into the story and don't say where they came from? That, I feel, would be even worse. Because then players who didn't engage in that content would be like, hold up. Who is this? What is happening? And then there'd be further immersion broken by people, you know, screaming, oh, do Eden, do Eden. You didn't do Eden. My Band-Aid fix that I've described before is, if you don't want to do the raids, have them create a 3-minute recap video in the style of the storybook which we see at the beginning of Shadowbringers, where they talk about the Flood of Light. Just a quick 3-minute animatic, pages turning in the book. The Warrior of Light descended upon, you know, the empty. X, Y, and Z happened. Gaia did this. Reen did that. And then they lived happily ever after. And have that for people who do not want to engage in the content. If I said they don't care about the lore, that was a misspeak on my part. I was talking more about the immersion factor, which I guess you could conflate with, you know, an interest in the lore. But I think if you're an individual who doesn't want to engage in the raids for whatever reason, and again, you are welcome to play the game however you wish. I would imagine being told, you know, you're about to be experiencing something which would be better or more enjoyable if you had done this. Would you like to do it? I wouldn't take umbrage at that. I'd have no problem with that. Nice. What about if you didn't do the content, you get a little bonus scene dialogue introducing them? Yeah. I mean, that'd be sick. That'd be brilliant. But then there's also a problem. Because depending on who it is, their involvement in the story would then spoil a raid, for example. You gotta be so careful with how you introduce them. Ike for sure. For sure. And that's therein lies probably my biggest concern with the quote-unquote side content jail. We're doing all of this work with the 13th, the 1st, and seeing Silver and Unu Kalhai and the rest of the gang who are committed to saving their world, they have, like, little to no involvement because of where they're at the minute. They're trapped. How do we get them out of there? I don't know. But I hope Square are considering options. Defunct isn't here to steal the goggles. Who has... I think I've rolled. Yeah, I've rolled. Duty support for 8-man raids? Yeah, for sure. Anything which allows people to experience the content, to me, is a good choice. I'm going to give you an example. We're going to go back to the 2007, 2008, the World of Warcraft. My guild never beat Illidan Stormrage when it was current content. Illidan Stormrage was on the box. He was in the cinematic. I never beat him. I never fought him. Because my guild just wasn't in the position to do that. We did like nearly every other boss in that dungeon, but we never beat Illidan. And that sucked. That really, really sucked. Like, I'd played that game for like a year and a half. Illidan, leave me alone. Belatedly, Ben, how are you? And that really sucked to not be able to, like, fight him. Which is why when they introduced the looking for raid system, which received a lot of ire from, members of that community, I really enjoyed that. Because at the time, my life was really busy and I couldn't commit to a raiding schedule. But pressing a button in the looking for group finder to just go and fight Deathwing, that was awesome. I was like, oh shit, I'm not raiding at the moment, but I can actually go and fight the final boss of this expansion. Heck yeah, sign me up. And the thing is, me being able to experience it at a much lower difficulty does not take away in the slightest from the achievements of those who fought it at a higher difficulty setting. And the same applies to duty support for raids, alliance raids. Like, if they want to introduce something which allows people to go through them with no one else there, I wouldn't blink a honeysuckle at that inclusion. Need 90. Come on. Someone's gonna outroll me. Yes! I want something! Woohoo! Hell yeah. Now we're gonna get the Yan, and I'm gonna roll a 1. Could you imagine? Oh, that's fun. Yo! Final Fantasy? Whoa! What is a Final Fantasy? Is that good? Guys, I've got no idea. I've got no idea. Is this good? But no, to sort of continue the conversation, I have no ill will towards anyone who does not want to participate in a piece of content. If you don't want to raid, whether that's through fear, whether it's through disinterest, more power to you. Again, we play these games for fun. We don't play them because other people want us to do something. At the same time, there has to be something in place to make the content that those of us do partake in still relevant in the story, because otherwise there's a dissonance there. And yeah, there's so many different ways in which Square, if they really wanted to, could address it in a lore-friendly manner. Whether it is, as Kevin said, Gaia shows up and gives a spiel about who she is if the game, detects that a player has flagged or is flagged as having not done Eden. Oh, hi, I'm Gaia. I don't believe we've met before. I'm Reen's friend. It could be that simple if it really wanted to be. Viva Vault 1 iron. So is there something in this chest? What do we get? Figmental weapon coffer and 50,000 gil. Well, I've just won the minion. I'm gonna roll poorly, aren't I? I think I rolled a 33. Who won? August won! Hey! Congrats, man! Let's go! Nice, enjoy. Final Fantasy! Woo! Okay, let me catch up on chat while someone takes a picture of this. It's the game you're playing? No way. People who complain about lower difficulty levels reminds me of that stupid discourse around Elden Ring and using summons. Even you mentioning it, Sand, I can just feel there's something within me. A deep rage. Yeah, you are 100% correct with that comparison. In my opinion, they can make them mandatory once the option to cruise through it is available. Shadowbringers role quests need classes to be at 70 to complete all, so EC with tank and range DPS at 90 combined with Sage from Endwalker and Picto from Dawn Trail would make going back to complete it very easy. As someone who likes to do content on my own first to get a feel for it, the NPCs are so great. I enjoy playing with others, but the first time you can't get back. Well, an example of this is Xaviax ran through the Great Google Library hard mode, and those of you who have done the dungeon know that there are loads of books which you can read for additional lore and, you know, primers on parts of the world and stuff. And when they ran through the dungeon, the tank was wall-to-walling, running ahead, and Xaviax, playing a healer, had to keep up and then didn't get to appreciate all of the scenery, all of the additional lore, and, you know, that tarnished the run slightly. So for sure, you know, being able to play with NPCs is, I think for many people, the preferred option. I'm very lucky that when I run a dungeon for the first time, it's often on stream with people who understand that I want to take it slow. But not everyone has that luxury, right? I think this is why we're seeing so many crossover Alliance raids too. Crystal Tower was so impactful in the story, and I feel like Endwalkers might be too, but it's hard to do that. I am still, and I know I'm in the minority, I'm not happy that it's a tie-in. I'm sure the anime is great. Evangelion. I've never seen it. I'm planning on watching it. I'm sure it's great. I would rather it had been something which was in universe. Like every day of the week, I'd have rather it had been in universe. But I imagine there is a level of advertisement and promotional ability that is provided by there being a tie-in to a popular franchise. It's why we have universes beyond in Magic the Gathering. There's a reason you can play Magic the Gathering with Spider-Man, or a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle, or Doctor Who, or Gandalf. Because it sells and it allows people who aren't otherwise interested to take an interest. Oh, Evangelion in that MMO? I'll check it out. I like Evangelion. Oh shit, I quite like Final Fantasy XIV. That's got to be the primary reason behind them having these integrated worlds brought into Final Fantasy. Is it's got to be a great promotional tool, right? It's an experience. If it was going to be a crossover, it should have been a Thunderbolt fantasy. I want more based on other FF games. Who's excited for that last Ronin game? Evangelion, let's rush the MSQ to experience it. Yeah. Yeah. Well, D1000, I've seen screenshots of people on Twitter, you know, when they announced it, saying, oh god, I'm gonna have to try out FF14. And then people respond with an edited image, which is, there we go, Judge has beaten me to it. Step 1, install FF14. Step 2, finish Evercold level 100 at 10 MSQ or whatever. Obviously the barrier to entry is much higher, but nonetheless, it definitely gets people talking and makes people want to see what's going on, right? Maybe it brings back older players. Yep. That was the Monster Hunter promotional material. So funny. Like, if they, like, in my dream world, and I know I'm in the vast minority here, any collaboration would be done like the Monster Hunter promotional event, quest, whatever. I thought that was done really well, tastefully. It's off to the side, so if you want to participate, you can. Putting a big collaboration in the slot of an Alliance raid, like the next time we will receive potentially an in-universe Alliance raid for Final Fantasy XIV is probably late 2029. Maybe. Late 2029, early 2030. Potentially. Because they might do another collaboration. Like, that's kind of depressing, to be honest. I find that rather depressing. Because, yeah, Myths of the Realm was feckin' awesome. Yeah, it was brilliant. And to be able to see the 12, holy shit, yes. Incredible. Even if Realm Reborn and Heavensward weren't pure FF14 as they're heavily referenced. Yeah. So I think there's like 3 tiers, right? You've got full-on collaboration, which will be Nier, and obviously what they're doing with Evangelion. You've got sort of like the middle of the road FF referencing raids, like the Crystal Tower, what we've just had in Dawn Trail with the FF11 homage. And then you've got the ones which are pure to what you've experienced in Final Fantasy XIV, you know, in universe such as Myths of the Realm. I really don't like the collaborations. The ones which reference previous Final Fantasies, it like, I can go either way on them. So an example of this, you know, and it's not an Alliance raid, but I found that FF14's interpretation of the FF4 mythos was way better than FF4. And I, you know, while it did reference FF4, I appreciated it more in 14 than I did 4. So, like, there's going to be some where it's an obvious reference and I won't gel. But by and large, I've enjoyed the interpretation 14 has had with this, you know, other FF games than I have the games themselves. It's hot, isn't it, Hiss? Yeah, I went to Tesco earlier and I was dying. It is deceptively hot today. Like, it's grey clouds here. Like, dark grey clouds, but it's still so hot. June, have a lovely rest of your day. Thank you for being here. I keep opening up my reshade. Oops. It's because of my keybinds. It's way too hot. I'm melting. There we go. But yeah, it's I think that's sort of at the top of my list. Just the idea of, you know, I did feel kind of sad when they show us this beautiful new reflection that will be going to an Evercold. And then, you know, the possibility of there being this, you know, multi-patch long exploration of a really important part of that world that we would have had in an Alliance raid is just shot dead the moment they say, oh yeah, it's going to be a tie-in with this anime. So, hey, Asik, good. I'm glad you're enjoying it. And for any other fellow Warframe enjoyers, I've rewatched the hype trailer for TennoCon dozens of times. Dozens of times. I cannot wait. No, maybe that'll reroll. We'll see. Right, Jumping Spirit? It was so good. Mr. Gabs, I've not mentioned this because I couldn't find the time to talk about it. John The man who worked on the garage on the penultimate day he was here said something that really caught me off guard. One, well, no, I'm just going to skip to the big one. John is a flat earther. John is a flat earther. He went, think about it. When you're in a plane, you don't go down, do you? You go straight. And I thought he was pulling my leg. I was like, oh, you can quit it with that. 5 minutes later, I realized it wasn't a joke. This man fully believes that we live on a flat plane. I really didn't know what to do with myself. Mr. Gabs, yeah, literally. I was like, yeah. I did not have the time to engage in a discussion. Seriously, what? So, John is the guy who I hired to do the garage renovation. And yeah, on like the penultimate day of him working, we were just chatting, and he dropped that bombshell that he thinks that we're not a sphere. Well, no more John. He's gone now. Yeah, he's good. He's long gone. My name is John. I don't appreciate this slander. That explains Brexit. I mean, you're not wrong, Ike. You're not wrong. And the thing is, I went, you know, I had a few quotes given by different builders, and I'm not saying this as a way to generalize. This is just my truth. Like, this happened. The first builder, I kid you not, was just out of the door quite racist. I'm not kidding. You might be thinking, what? Yeah, he sort of wore it as a badge of honor. So I never got back to him. The second guy had a vote reform sticker in his van window. So as he pulled up, I was like, nah, this ain't gonna work. And John was like the one who was put together. He seemed like he had his head screwed on. I thought, here we go. This is the guy. This is who I'm hiring. And he kept it under the lid for months. And then boom. Flat earther. And moon landing denialist. That's another conversation we had. He just randomly said in the middle of a conversation, the Yanks didn't land on the moon, did they? I was like, what did you say? He was like, wow, they couldn't have done. I was like, what? This is so out of pocket. Wait, I've just made you a coffee. And he's like, so, what are your thoughts on this? I'm like, I need to go. I need to go, man. Well, yeah, Luke, exactly. The bar was low, and he was able to step over it. You kind of have to, well, that was the segue, NV, right? I was on the table with my chiropractor once, and I was talking about a quote from an astronaut about how from up there you don't see borders, the invisible lines we draw, this inspirational quote. And my chiro goes, well, all that moon landing stuff was fake anyway. What did you say, Crit? Did you fight them on it? Or did you just go, like I did with John, yeah. I think especially if you're in a somewhat vulnerable position, like, you know, being you know, on a table with a chiropractor, that's not the kind of position. I was face down on a table with his fingers pushing my ribs. I let him have it. Yeah, I don't blame you. I don't blame you. But yeah, I've not really had the luxury of engaging in a conversation with a flat earther at length before. And it was, yeah, they walk among us. Somehow. I should have got alarm bells when I told him one day I had a migraine, and he sent me this picture of what looked like some old wizard's tome telling me to try certain botanical remedies. And I just thought, ah, this guy's a bit quirky. Nope. Yeah. Old wizard's tome. It called for toad hair and unicorn blood. I thought, okay, thanks, John. No, obviously it didn't say that. Figmental weapon coffer? I rolled a 5! A 5! What is happening? Oh, whatever. My hairdresser of 15 years is full on taking money from the rich won't make the poor richer headspace. Oh, Mr. Gabs, no. Oh, no, no, no. Okay, take that. I have a chiropractor story. During COVID, I got into the room and smelled peppermint. I made a comment that, and he said, I wiped it down with this essential oil from doTERRA and MLM and said it works just as well as Lysol. Yep, that'll do it. That'll do it. Whenever I think of MLMs, I think of the skit from The Office where Michael Scott gets roped into a pyramid scheme and Jim draws the pyramid on the whiteboard. Like, that is one of my favorite clips from that show. So good. Thieves oil, there you go. I gotta Google that clip. Yeah, just put in like the Office pyramid scheme. I'm sure it'll come up. Oh, see if you're kidding me. I need to make some calls. Oh, the way he says it is just so good as well. Oh, I'm due an Office rewatch. Maybe I'll do that tonight. An Everkeep monitor. I rolled a twin. Final play. Oh my goodness. Guys, we're cooking. Look at this. Amy, I don't blame you. I don't blame you. But yeah. Yeah. Good times, though. Good times. I'm glad we've all got a little story to share. I feel less alone now. But yeah, it's bloody difficult getting I don't know, finding someone in the trades that doesn't have something problematic to say. Come on. Final play. Come on. No! Please. Please. You bastards. Oh. Losers? Oh, Meg. Go away. Don't. You can stay, but go away briefly. I kicked you out because I opened the stream. Wait, you lost? WTF? Joe, stop. That's the only thing of mine you read today. Meg, do you really want me to scroll up and read everything else you read? Let's do that now. Let's see what else Meg has said today. Meg also said, sucks to suck. Maybe I should go back to sleep. Losers, wow, no FFS. Kekwa, blah, 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 blah. No, rat's my man. Hi, cuties, wom. There you go. Moving on. Onwards to Canal Town. I read that wrong at first. Joe, we lost. Yeah. How are you, Joe? What's going on in the life of Joe nowadays? What are you up to? Thanks, Dad. I'm not your dad. When are we watching The Thing? Well, I said we'd keep going until the map stopped. Somehow people have got more maps. So the moment the maps stop, we'll do that. But I don't think anyone's TPing away to buy more. Unless I'm blind and they're doing it, you know. But we will watch it. We'll watch it. Maybe after this map. How about that? We'll watch it after this map. There might even be a world where we can watch it and still run the maps. Just to have it in the background. The dev panel is translated, right? No, it's not? You're kidding.
3 years. It's been 3 years, and I still don't know what I'm paying for.
Quality content, Wimpy. Don't know what you're paying for. How very well dare you? Thank you for the 37 months, Wimpy. And the backhanded compliment. Oh, not even compliment. Well, the compliment is the sub, I guess. Anyway, screw you. There you. Wimpy, welcome back. Can we please get some love in chat for the lovely worldwide Wimpy? What are you doing over there, Andy? What are you... Just killing the mob. Sorry. Okay, are there any more here? We'll go to the next location, and what have we got? We'll do one portal, and then I'll pop the video up. How about that? The FanFest panel is translated. Okay, let me be... people teleporting? Yes. I'll be getting it ready. Okay. I very nearly played the TennoCon teaser trailer. That would have been fun. Right, so it's just... I guess if I put in FanFest dev panel, that's all I need to put in. FanFest dev panel. Andy, in your DMs... In my DMs. I don't have anything in my DMs. Unless my Discord's broken. The ones I painstakingly made. Oh, these ones up here. Okay, I found them. God, that was from ages ago. That was from like a month ago, Crit. But I have found them. Thank you. Lizzie, don't. It was 10 messages ago? Yeah, but I can't keep up. You mean from when FanFest was? Oh, shut up. I keep opening my bloody reshade as well. I need to sort my keybinds out. This is bad. I think I DM'd Endy like 3 times, and I don't think he saw anything. What is this? Pick on Endy Day? Bloody hell. Judge, I'm gonna go and look at my DMs right now. What are you sending me? Judge, Siwi, here we go. What's he saying? Curious. We'll look at that later, Judge. Huh. Berlin 1 is not there yet. When is the FanFest in Berlin? Is that soon? I feel like it's like next month, isn't it? Or am I completely off kilter? It is end of July. Okay, I thought so. Crit, I suppose that's right. Makes me uncomfortable, though. Can you go back to bullying, please? There we go. Is this the same FanFest, or did they do another one recently. The same one, but I never went back and watched the dev stream, or dev panel, sorry, that they did. Where they talk about, I believe it's combat focused. Okay. 25th to the 26th of July. Right. Okay, while they open that chest, I'm going to grab these links from Crit so they're ready to go. So, dev panel start. Copy and paste. Don't worry, we're not watching it yet. I'm just getting it ready. Okay. That's ready to go in a minute. Joe, I did notice that. Thank you. Thank you, Joe. Is anyone tracking how much gil we're making, by the way? Because I've been very obviously brain off. I'm fully expecting to someone say, are you ever brain on? And the answer to that is no. I need to clear some space. I trust Crit with my deepest dark. I wouldn't. I absolutely wouldn't. There we go. Okay, I've got space just in case we do get more opportunities. Rip, no more portals. I'm out of maps. That was the last map we have in the zone. Right, what I will do then... Okay, Clive is putting Arcapacha in. What I will do... I'm going to go get another map. Andy, I seriously doubt you have any dark secrets. So I'm just trying to think about, things that have happened in my life. No, I don't think I do. I don't think I do. Yeah, we're good. Right. I'm going to buy another map and then we'll watch the thing. Gargantuous skin. Boom, boom, boom. Only 14,000? That feels good. I bet his name is a dark secret. That would be awkward, wouldn't it? Cannot decipher the Time War map. Oh, because I've got the other one. Okay. I'm going to go back to the FC house and we'll watch this together. You don't think Endelbert has a dark past? Endy's secret, he actually hates Pepsi, but they sponsor the stream. That would be nice. I'd like that. That would be a fun dark secret to have. No, nothing really that exciting happens to me. Unfortunately. Unfortunately, he says. Right, let's take a seat here. We'll zoom out. Okay. And now, we're going to go and watch the panel, which is really bright for some reason. There we go. Okay, are we ready? 3, 2, 1, go!
さあ、戻ってまいりました。お待たせしました。そこまで言う？
はい。
It's Hugo Bossman.
そこまで言います？
あ、もう言いました。
聞こえ、聞こえ。
What are the theories about the job because of his t-shirt? Because it's Ritterton, isn't it? What do you think the clue is?
Whoops. Sorry. Little technical.
I think double shield tank is too obvious though. Like, now that I'm familiar with the shirt game, I feel like it's layers within layers within layers. And it just being double shield tank almost feels too simple. I'd love that, don't get me wrong. I'd love to have 2 huge fucking shields. But it feels almost too simple. Zan and I were close enough to the front to maybe be on one of the panovers. Ooh! Mornay, keep your eyes peeled. If you are there, let us know.
Turning the knob.
Okay, thanks.
There we go.
Turning the knob.
ボリュームすいません、合わせてました。さあ、戻ってまいりました。ここからは
Oh! Dual shield ranged DPS, but the thing is, that would be like Dancer, right? in a way, like dual wielding these sort of discs that you throw at people. Maybe
パ
not.
ネルとして今日先ほどの基調講演でお伝えした、バトルの大きなシステム追加、リボーンとそれからエボルブ、この2つのモード、
Marshall, because Eminem, guess who's back again, Shady's back. Okay.
します。一旦
That's an
お願いします
interesting
Right.
one.
So we are back. So we mentioned about new battle system, the Reborn and Evolved system. And so now that we have our development panel, we'd like to go a little bit in depth, focusing more on the evolved mode.
I know nothing about this, hand on heart, other than what we found out at the initial
変
panel.
更する要素がありますので、それらも合わせて、この開発パネルでその意図も含めてお伝えしていこうと思います。
And also there will be updates made to like job systems in general, and through with the launch of 8.0. And we want to explain how that is set up, as well as the intent behind how we designed it in this development panel.
I am curious to see how they're going to balance it, because again, when they announced this,
Thank you for having me here, producer and director Naoki Yoshida.
I did say rather pessimistically, I can see people saying, oh, you can only join if you play the evolved moveset.
システムデザイナーの玉木君にも同席してもらいたいと思います。
And so, yeah, we brought Hikaru Tamaki here. He is the battle system designer, and we would like for him to also speak on the subject.
さあではちょっと一言ね、
Okay.
ご挨拶お願いします。
Give me a
And
whip?
could,
That'd be cool.
Say hi to the audience.
はい、
But would it be sexy whip, or would it be like Castlevania whip?
All right, hello
That's the
everyone.
question.
It's nice to meet you all. My name is Hikaru Tamaki, Battle System Planner on Final Fantasy XIV.
絶対に緊張するんで、事前にコウジさんからは緊張しない方法を
They're the
伝
same
授してもらっ
thing.
たんで、
Whip.
今日は大丈夫
Okay.
だと思います。
So this is my first time doing a panel like this, and I'm very nervous. So before I decided to do this panel, I asked Koji if there's any advice on how to stay relaxed, and I got some good advice, so hopefully I can make it through the panel today.
This guy's name is Mr. Prime?
待って待って、俺そのアドバイ
Is
ス
he
聞い
responsible
た
for
ことない
the boss in the lighthouse?
I didn't hear about this advice. What?
ちなみにどんなアドバイスだ
Well, what did he tell you?
非課線の皆さんの一人一人の顔を見ると絶対に緊張するから顔は見るなっていう。
That's the nickname people
So-
gave him? That's a good nickname.
Basically, I told him that if you look in the eyes of everyone, then you will probably die. So don't look anyone in the eye.
でもね、日本ではこういう時緊張しないためには、お客様
Y'all
の
are
ことを
spoiling the
野
panel.
菜だと思えっていう
Nice.
例えがあるんで、それに比べたらまだマシです。
Is this the
I mean, in
equivalent
Japan,
of
we
someone
say,
saying Graha
just
when the
think of the
Crystal
audience
Exarch
as
comes
a
on screen?
vegetable patch. So, I mean, I guess
It's ruined
better
now.
than that.
Should I go play something else?
You're good. You're good. You're good.
まあじゃあ早速できるだけラフに楽しくやっていきたいと思いますのでよろしくお願いします。
Yeah, so this is going to be a casual discussion, but yeah, I hope you enjoy.
じゃあ席行きましょう。
I think Yoshi
Let
P
us
can
take our
speak some English. Just not to the point where he could
私の
reliably give a full
PC の
show and tell on it.
Okay, so we are
電
going
源が
to first
入っていません。
bring up the PowerPoint, but I'm afraid the power is not on. Uh-oh.
And I
Oh,
think
dear.
they're also in an interesting situation where a lot of their
Little
player
bit
base
help
is obviously
on the
based in
PowerPoint
Japan,
PC.
and they would probably
I'm
rather
afraid it is down.
listen to a panel in
I guess
Japanese.
誰か
Did it get disconnected? Did it?
So it's I personally don't
敵の誰
mind
か
Some help?
having both.
Technical help, please.
Him speaking,
Sorry.
Japanese, obviously,
Thank
and then
you.
having
Oh, no.
a translator in the room. My one complaint is I wish they had a translator in the room when they do their dev
Thank you, stage
streams.
manager.
I really do not like having to have to open up a separate Discord channel and wait for someone's own interpretation to come in there. Like, to me, it would be way nicer just to have someone in the room with them.
Did we get power?
いやちょっと待って、これ今電源は入れたんだけど
Do we have enough charge?
もう押さない方がいいよ。
Oh yeah, you might
ね
not.
ほら。
Shoot.
Nikki,
see if it boots
exactly.
up.
Yeah.
これどうなってんだこれ。
Does it not hold a charge?
これ。
Oh,
Look at everyone descending from behind the scenes.
あ、来た。再起動しちゃってる。
I think for some reason it wants to reboot.
お、
Windows update? Really?
Oh dear.
Come on.
At least it's not a blue screen.
There we go.
How
There
far
we go.
forward?
We got it.
Oh, I've got it. I was going to say, how far
Yay,
forward is
we're
it? Like,
good.
how do I skip? I didn't want to skip ahead, and then
Thank
it's
you, thank you.
some huge reveal.
ちょっとさ、一応怖いから。
But no, the point made about, you know, having a translator there for the PLL,
OK、大丈夫、大丈
Are we good?
doubling the
Yeah,
length,
we got it.
that's a fair point. Yeah.
夫。ちょっと待ってね。
I
Okay.
clicked crits
Let's get
timestamps. These are crits timestamps.
そもそもさ、今回海外が初めてだって
I'm using his
聞いたんだけ
things.
Oh
ど。
yeah. Tamaki-san, this is your first time outside of Japan, isn't it?
I would say feel free to liberally use the arrow keys to pan through when nothing's
そもそも
happening.
海外自体が初めてで、いきなりスタートからやらかしかけました。
So yes, not only is this my first time on an international business trip, this is actually my first time out of Japan ever.
Wow. Hell yeah! Cherry Coke.
And you had
Meg.
a little trouble at the airport, right?
空港に着いて飛行機を降りた後に他のスタッフの方が降りてくるのを待ってたんですが、10分ぐらい待ってても誰も出てこなくて、でこのまま待っててもしょうがないから入国審査だけ済ませてしまおうと思ったらとんでもない列ができていました。
So, no, it's my first time, so I get off the plane and I'm waiting for everyone else to get off the plane, thinking that they're behind me. And I wait, and I wait, and I wait, and no one comes. And the whole time, the immigration line is just getting longer and longer and longer, and I went, where is everybody?
でこのまま待ってもしょうがないと思ったんで入国審査に行ったんですけど、もう何もかもがわからない状態なんで言葉もわからないし、並んでいる列が正しいかもわからないし、初めての国で一人ぼっちだったしで完全に終わったと思いました。
So I had to do something, so no one was coming, so I got in line. But I didn't know if it was the right line. I didn't know who to talk to. I didn't know where I was. I was lost and alone in a strange country with no one there to help me. I thought it was all over.
まあこれ
I thought it was all
ね。
over.
ひどい
This
の
is
は
gonna be
ね
me in Canada.
玉木くんじゃないんですよ。
So,
This is gonna
you know
be me.
who's really the
Someone
culprit,
give
or
me a
like the person
poutine.
who's actually
And
cruel here.
Timbits, please.
我々
Feed me.
海外出張慣れてる
They
組が
speak English in
残り
Canada?
全員でしてイミグレのライン
Really?
が長くなる前に今だって言ってすごいスピードで出ていくんですよ。結果全員出てからあれ玉木くんが来ない。
I can speak French fluently, don't worry.
So the rest of us are all used
I'll be
to
fine.
traveling overseas, and so we saw that the line for immigration was pretty light. So we were like, "Oh shoot, this is our chance!" And we rushed through. So we're
Oui,
done.
exactly.
And then we noticed, wait, where's Tamaki?
Je m'appelle
なの
Andy.
で
Tenocom?
玉木くんが一番
Je
人格者だったっていう
suis happy.
我々をね全員待っててくれたら一人取り残され俺たちはもう我先にと出てしまっていて
So the poor guy, he was just being nice and waiting for everybody to come. We just blew right through immigration, and we left the poor guy waiting for us and got stuck behind. So, yikes, yeah.
Immigration when I flew into LAX was really
Very
quick.
nice guy, so
Really quick.
your encouragement would be appreciated.
さあでは
But it
早
felt
速
so
ありがとうございます
dystopian landing
you.
in
I'm
LAX
sorry.
because
I'm very sorry.
you are
I didn't mean
greeted
to leave you.
by this
さあでは
12-foot
早速
tall,
始めてい
like
くにあたって
6, 7,
玉木くんにちょっと
oh
自己
god,
紹介
foot
を
wide,
してもらおうかなと思います
portrait
Okay, so
of
before we
Donald
get
Trump.
into the meat of the conversation, I would like for Tamaki to introduce himself.
That was fun.
はい、今日はエバーコールドからのバトルシステムについてお話し
Yeah,
させていただくんですが、
just this huge portrait of him.
その前に軽く自己紹介をさせて
Like
ください
literally, you get off the plane,
So yes,
walk down a
my
tunnel.
main job today
and
is
then
to
he's
talk
just
about
there.
the new battle
It's
system
like,
being
oh.
implemented.
I'm here
with
now.
the launch of Evercold. But
Shit.
before I begin, I want to talk a little bit about who I am.
まず僕がスクエアエニックスに入社したのが2013年の9月で FF14 が
I know
申
it's
請した
not.
4日後でした
I know that's not an
So
AI
I
generated
joined Square
picture,
Enix in
but it's
September
got that
of
sepia
2013,
color
4
to it,
days
which
after
is
the launch of
synonymous
A Realm
with
Reborn.
AI slop.
前職はゲーム
which
雑
is
誌
really
の編
unfortunate.
集者やライターをしていました
So before joining Square, I was a writer and editor for
The
a game
piss filter.
magazine.
Exactly, Lizzie.
それまではゲームをプレイする側の立場だったんですが仕事でいろんなタイトルや開発者の方と関わらせていただくうちに少しずつゲームに対しての接し方であったり感じ方が変わっていっていつかは作る側になってみたいという興味が強くなっていました
So I had always been
Well, that's what I'm
a
saying. The
gamer,
cheap.
but
I know
being a
it's not
writer
AI. It's just a
helped me
shame that
see game
there's
development
the
from a
style of
different
it
angle. And before long, I had developed an
has
interest in
been
making
done
games
with that
myself.
sepia coloration.
もともと FF11 と
Which to me is like,
914 を
I
か
don't
な
know,
り
this
本
isn't,
気で
but
プレイ
to
してい
me
たこともあっ
that's like
て
the
この経
first
験を生かせるかもと思って
clear
吉田さんのへのインタビュ
telltale
ーに
sign
立
that
ち会った
something's
際
been
に
artificially
思い切っ
generated.
て一緒に働かせてくださいと直接志願させてもらいました
So I had already played a lot of Final Fantasy XI and Final Fantasy XIV 1.0, and I thought I could use that to get my foot in the door. So when I was assigned by the magazine to do an interview with Yoshi-P, I used the opportunity to ask him for a job.
That's a baller move. I respect that.
さすがにいきなりだとちょっとやばいやつだと思われるので当時よく面倒を見てくれていた上司の方から事前に話を通しても
Telltale
らってはい
sign.
まし
Well
た
done.
Of course,
Well done,
I mean, I
NT.
didn't want, Yoshi-P thinking that I was kind of sketchy, so I asked my boss ahead of time if he could call up Yoshi-P and let him know what I was about to do.
いや今でも覚えてるんですけど当時今でもねライターとしてもとてもベテランで有名な方ではありますけどQ14 の頃のインタビューの中でどうしてもやる気にあふれ将来性のある若者を一人紹介したいのでこのインタビューが終わった後話を聞いてあげてくれませんかって事前にね言われていてそれがまさに玉木くんでした
Yeah, I still remember it to this day, but of course, Tamaki was a great writer too, but his
Does Kate not work with
supervisor
Square anymore
told
then?
him,
I feel like I've asked this
when we
before.
were about to do an
But when I
interview
was getting
for,
into
the
Final
original
Fantasy,
Final
I just
Fantasy
remember
14,
Chat was
he
in
mentioned
love
that
with Kate.
I have this really young, aspiring
Kate this, Kate that,
creator
and
who
I
wants to
don't feel like
who
I've
has
seen
a
her
passion
in
for 14. Just could you at least
in a long
hear what he has
time.
to say?
でその時言ったのが本当に経験が当然ないんだからアルバイトからだよって何も経験がないんだから
And of course, when he comes here, I tell him, because you have no experience as an actual developer, you're going to have to start from the bottom. It'll be like a part-time job.
でも構いませんと何でもやりますと何
It's
でも
assumed
やらせ
she
て
was
くだ
let
さい
go.
アルバイトで
That's a
構わないの
shame,
で
considering
ぜひ
her.
チームに入って働きたいですということだったんでものすごい真剣
I
で
was
し
gonna
た
say
し
fan base, but you know what I mean.
とてつもな
Her
くゲームがうまいんですよ本当にプロレベルプロ
internet
ゲーマーレベ
fame,
ルなの
I
で
suppose, within the
そこ
within the
を買っ
fandom.
てですね入社してもらったというのがスタートですね
And he was open to any opportunity that we had for him. He didn't mind whatever he was assigned. He would let me know that I can do anything that you ask. And he was really serious about this. He really wanted to be a part of the Final Fantasy 14
Kate, the
team.
lady who did
And also,
translations.
he's a really good gamer too. I mean, he's a pro gamer level.
A lot of fans hated her. Oh. Well,
でそんなこんなで運よく拾ってもらえて、
I didn't
入社して
know that.
から現在までバトル
That's sad.
システムプランナーとして FF14 に携わっています
And luckily, it all worked out. Here I
I
am.
hope that
got the
wasn't
job,
what
and I've
maybe
been working
guided
on
their
14
hand.
as a battle system planner ever since.
Nice. I appreciate the backstory.
では、少しだけ趣味の話をさせてください、子供の頃からずっとゲームが好きで今も変わらず趣味はゲームですでジャンルは問わずその時に話題なものであれば何でもプレイします
And so, as for my interests, if you hadn't noticed, my hobby is gaming. And I've been gaming since I was young. And you'll generally find me playing whatever is popular at the time.
特に対戦ゲームが好きで、
Oh, okay.
リーグオブレジェンズはもう10年以上プレイしてます。
Oh,
But my
okay,
true
Ari.
love is competitive games, and I've been playing League of
Yeah,
Legends for more than 10 years.
Having not been on there, I've got no idea what that could have
で
been.
昔は日本サーバーがなかったのもあって北米サーバーで遊んでたんですけど、もしかしたらこの会場の中にもマッチングしたことのある方もいらっしゃ
someone
る
who
かも
used to
と思って
do
ます。
Back in the
translating.
day, there weren't any Japanese servers, so I spent most of my time on the North American ones, which means there's a chance I may have
Wilbo,
played with some of
okay.
you in here.
I can fill in the rest of the picture now
ち
that
な
you've
み
said
に、
that.
メインロールは ADC です。
And for those keeping track, my main role was ADC.
I used to play
あとは
ADC
格
in
闘ゲ
League
ームを昔
before
から
I
プレイして
moved
い
to the
て、
better
最近はなくなってしまったんですが、
Dota
仕
2.
事の昼休みであっ
And
た
then
り、
the better
業務
MOBA
が
after
終わった後
that,
に会社
Heroes
の
of
ラ
the
ウンジ
Storm.
で吉田さんや他のスタッフの方とよく対戦していました。
I'm also really into fighting games, and while I don't do it much anymore, I used to challenge people at work all the time during our lunch hours, even Yoshi-P in our gaming lounge.
多分僕勝率1割もなかったんじゃないかなっていうぐらい強いですよ。本当にめちゃくちゃ強いんで。
I don't think I've
Support in
even
MOBAs
won
is
10% of the time I fought against him.
probably my second
入社し
favorite
てすぐ
role.
に
Like if
そ
you
の
could
集ま
play
り
a
に呼んでもら
support
ったおかげで、ゲ
really,
ームでしかコ
really
ミュニケーション
well,
が取れないような自分でもすぐに会社にね
You
馴
could
染むことができたので、
single-handedly
もうその場
carry
に
a
誘
game.
ってくれた吉田さんであったり、横澤さんであったり、権大さんには本当に感謝しています。
It's how
And so
I
thanks to
climbed the
Yoshida-san
rankings
and
in
my
Dota
fellow
2.
battle team members such as Gondai-san and Yokozawa-san. Thanks to
I
them
think I had an
inviting me to
MMR
those meetups when I first
of
joined Square Enix, I was able to get the chance to
4,600 in
communicate
Dota
with
2 at
people
one
in the
point.
company that otherwise
I don't know what
wouldn't
that
have had the opportunity
translates to.
talk to. And so for that, I'm very, very grateful.
But yeah. And that was from
Yeah,
playing
これね。
support and carry.
バッテリーが抜けてんじゃねえかっていうさ。
No, the bad.
They got more technical
Battery died
difficulties?
again.
Alright, shall I be liberal with the fast forward?
Wrong. Oh,
So this is a list of some of the things I've worked on since joining the team.
Picto, Ninja, Hawkmana,
基本的に
Tantara,
は
Deepcroft,
ジョ
Samal.
ブなどのプレイヤーキャラクター周りの仕事をすることが多いんですが、
Etherochemical research
たまに
facility, that
バトル
was
コン
good.
テンツを作らせてもらう
Read
こと
around a
もありま
Lighthouse
す。
Construct
So for the
7,
most
hence
part,
Mr.
I'm
Prime.
tasked
I
with
see.
things related to the player character, such as job actions. But every now and then, I get to help implement and create battle content as well.
この中だと特に
Cool. I'm sure you're great, Mr. Prime. I don't need to hear more. I'm glad you did that work.
バンドコンテンツのバランス調整はほぼ全てに
You
参
also
加
worked
さ
on
せ
the
ていただい
PvP
ていま
battle
す。
system, reward
And so
system,
for
ranking.
those
Okay.
high-end duty adjustments that
Job
are there at the end
HUD,
of the list,
job action
I've worked on
implementation.
most all of them since Heavensward, with the most recent being
直近だと、皆さん注目の絶養成乱舞の調整にも参加していて、もちろん詳しいことは言えないんですが、良い感じの難易度になってるんじゃないかなと思います。
again. So the most recent being the upcoming Dancing Mad Ultimate.
Oh, okay.
Again, I'm not supposed to talk a lot about it today, but I can tell you the difficulty level is just about right.
でコンテンツとしてはこの中で
He
一番思い入れがあるのが
single-handedly did the
クリスタル
PvP
コンフリクトです。
The one thing here that I'm probably most proud of is my work on Crystalline Conflict.
He's Mr. Prime for more than one reason then. Not just the maths joke,
多
but
くの方にご協力いただいてなんとか完成できました。
he
Again,
is
creating a
Prime.
system from scratch was not without its challenges, but fortunately I had help from a lot of talented colleagues.
まあでもクリスタルコンフリクトのタイミングでPVP ジョブアクションほぼ作り直したんですけど、
Crystalline Conflict is
全ジョブ作り
my favorite PvP mode.
Yeah, so when we
In all 14.
implemented Crystalline Conflict, we also updated PvP specific job actions, and it was just
Like,
him
just being able to
alone
dive
working
onto the
on
point,
doing that.
pop your
so-
bubble, and have like this sacrifice play where you hold it off for as long as you possibly can. Your teammates respawn, kill the enemies, and then are able to push it up. By which point you will have respawned, and then you can join the push. Like the amount of swings that I've.
That's what I'm going to be watching.
Look at that.
明日実際に壇上でプレイされる方今から緊張してると思うんですけど、
We've seen this before,
何より
but
楽
seeing
し
it
む気
again,
持ちを忘れないで
goddamn,
ほ
look
し
at
くて、
That is
その結果
incredible.
が良いパフォーマンスにつながることもあると思うので、会場
I
の皆
love
さ
that
ん
they've
も
got
ぜひ
these
盛り上
little
げて応
docking
援してあげてくだ
stations
さ
for
い。
their
I know that the players
their
that are going to be
aircraft.
playing tomorrow are probably going to be really nervous, but it's okay to be nervous. It's time to relax because we're rooting for them and we know you're going to be rooting for them as well.
Yeah.
I've still not seen the dancing mad weapons.
はい、では自己紹介にお付き合いいただきありがとうございました。大
I
変
know
お
it
待た
got
せしま
beaten,
した
but
が、
I
こ
don't know
こから
what the
はエバ
weapons
ーコ
look
ー
like.
ドか
Do
ら
they
の
look cool?
FF14 のバトルシステムについてお話しさせていただきます。
Okay, so that's all about me. Let's now move over into the new battle system that we're
New battle
implementing
system.
with
Here we go.
Evercold.
Here we go. Hold on. I'm just going to turn off the music in game because I didn't realize this was still going. There we go. Ah, now I've got the water going. Hold on. Hold on. I'm just going to mute the entirety of the game. There we go. Okay. It is time.
基調講演で吉田さんから発表のあった
I,
2つのバト
again,
ルモードの
genuinely have no
リボンモードとエボ
idea
ルブモ
what
ード
is
につい
about to
て
happen.
実況を交えながら具体的に解説
I've
して
avoided
いき
all
ま
of
す。
this.
So specifically, I want to go into a little more detail about the two different modes, the Reborn mode and Evolved mode.
Evolved, yeah, yeah.
まず今回の、バトルシステムの改修のコンセプトとして、今後もより長く、より多くの人に FF14 のバトルを楽しんでもらいたいというものがあります。
Main
So first
concept.
off, I wanted to introduce the development concept that we had when designing this new system, and that is
I will say before this begins, I hope it addresses the I know people have already kind of spoiled that the 2-minute meta is dead. That's cool, but like that doesn't mean much to me because I never partook in it too much. Like, yeah, I did the rotation, but the 2-minute meta from a quote-unquote competitive standpoint, that being needing to do it in a Savage or Ultimate raid, like, I never, did it like that. But the one thing I hope it does deal with, and this is my, I guess, hopeful prediction before it begins, is the homogenization between how you play each job, to me, feels like kind of annoying and frustrating. Like, I can play a Reaper, and I know that when I enter my specific mode, I've got a couple more buttons to press. And it's the same kind of with Dragoon. Like, it's the same key presses, nearly, for each job, with like tiny bits of deviation. But by and large, it's hit cooldowns, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, press the button, new buttons appear, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, press the button. Like it, and that is the same on nearly every job. So I'm hoping that evolved mode is what deals with that. That would be
I
incredible.
wanted to build something that players both new and old would enjoy for years to come.
でこのコンセプトを形にするために2つのバトルモードに分けることにしました。
And that ultimately led us to the decision to have two modes instead of simply one.
This is such a huge
まず
undertaking
リ
as
ボン
well.
モードですが、こちらはこれまでのジョブメカニクスをベースにしたもので、従来通りのローテーションで遊んでいただけるモードになっています。
So first off, we've got the Reborn mode, which, being based off mainly existing job actions and mechanics, means with it you'll be able to keep playing the way you do now.
細かな調整は行われますが、基本的なメカニクスは今現在のものが踏襲されます。
But that doesn't mean we won't be making small adjustments moving forward, but the foundation and mechanics are all firmly grounded in what already exists.
で、もう一方のエボルブモードには3つの大きな特徴があります。
On the other hand, the three most distinguishing features of the evolved mode are
Oh, okay.
まず、よりジョブの個性が感じられること。
First and foremost, we've redesigned the system to better highlight the characteristics of each individual job.
Cool.
次に、リボーンモードとは異なるローテーションを持つこと。
Second off, we wanted to feature completely different action rotations than the Reborn.
そして、ホットバーにセットする必要のあるアクション数が少なく、仕組みが理解しやすいこと
I
で
mean, if
す。
that is a
And third, we
literal
wanted to make
removal
things easier to understand
of
by
button bloat there
reducing
in the
the
bottom
amount of
left,
actions
that's
necessary
insane.
to set to your hotbar.
I'm guessing it's going to play like PvP, where you've got one button, which is your rotation, right?
俺でいいかい？じゃあここから。 お、どこまで行った？
And to quickly just chime in, I know a lot of you are watching me play through Guild Wars 2 at the moment. Guild Wars 2 has that to a degree, where your auto attack, it will loop. So you press 1, or you just right click on an enemy, and it will do your main core 3-hit combo repeatedly without you having to do anything. Do I want 14 to do that? Not necessarily. But if it does become one button, that alone is incredible.
まあ、ここでね、さっき気象公演でも言ったんですけど、少しやっぱり誤解が、さっき SNS をちょっと気象公演の後拝見してたんですけど、
Like if you consolidate your AoE and your single target into a single button, you remove 4 buttons from the action bar immediately, and that alone frees up your
so yeah, kind of touching
action
upon
bar
what
for other
we
things.
discussed during the keynote, though,
massively.
and I was looking at the social channels right after I had finished my keynote. I did see some comments about how people may have misconstrued the concept of evolved versus reborn, and they were thinking reborn mode is making, or I'm sorry, evolved mode is making reborn mode more easy. But that is not the case. Sorry.
さらに、ちょっと SNS で見かけたんですけど、これスイッチ2のために作ったモードだろうっていうのも見かけて、単なる偶然です。
And also comments about how, oh, this evolved mode was created because we want to accommodate for the Nintendo Switch 2, but that's not the case either. That just so happened that the announcement came simultaneously.
Okay.
はい。なので、まあ、現代の忙しいプレイヤーの皆さんとか、新しくこれから始めるプレイヤーの方が、他のゲームもね、様々に経験してきてると思うので、そういう人たちがすぐにでも入り込める、慣れられるみたいなところで、できる限りね、入力数は少なくしようとか、まあ、そういう工夫が詰まっているというところはありますが、決して簡単なものというわけではありません。
And so again, the concept is trying to make it more comfortable for very busy people and trying to find the time to play video games, and also new players who may not be familiar with the different configurations, or people who have experienced other games and are now jumping into 14 for them to become used to the battle system with fewer inputs. It's not like we're trying to like simplify or make it easier on them. It's meant to be a different concept from that.
まあさっきもお伝えした通り、リボーンと、エボルブの竜騎士、まあもちろん共通のアクションっていうのもありますけど、それぞれ異なるアクションがあり、ローテーションが全く異なる。なので、モードが全く違うモードなんだというふうに覚えておいてください。
And as mentioned, I gave the Dragoon as the example. Of course, there are some shared elements, but for the most part, you are getting a different experience. Rotations will be different, and it is a separate mode from each other.
はい。じゃあもうちょっとね、基調講演のおさらい続けます。
Continuing on with more recap from the keynote.
こちらまとめて表示したように、まあ、リボーン、
Job level share, no need to relearn actions. Gear share.
And as listed here, when you switch over between Reborn and Evolved mode, you can do that while you're in non-combat situations.
まあ、例えば、竜騎士のレベリング自体は当然竜騎士に紐づいているので、例えば、リボンを育てて、エボルブを育てるみたいなことも必要ありません。装備も全く共通です。
And of course, so when you are leveling your, say, Dragoon, you don't have to go a separate like progression route for just Reborn and just Evolved. It grows, and then gear is also you don't have to like switch it out. It's consistent. It's the same.
エボルブモード、これ 8.0 がスタートしたタイミングですけど、解放されるのはジョブを手に入れたその瞬間からエボルブも選択できるようになるので、新規の方はもうジョブチェンジした瞬間からどっちか好きな方を選んでプレイできると。皆さんも当然レベリングとっくに進んでると思うので、8.0 がリリースされたらすぐに使えることになります。
And when evolved mode is unlocked at 8.0, you are able to toggle between the two modes as long as you have the job. And so whenever you are jumping in, even if you are a new player, if that job is available for you to use, then you can jump right in. Or I'm sure existing players have already leveled their characters to a certain degree, so you can jump right in as well.
でもちろんいずれのジョブモードでも、コンテンツのクリアは可能なように調整させていただきます。
And of course, I do want to reiterate, you are able to clear content no matter which mode you have switched to.
そしてエバーコールドから実装される新ジョブたちというのは、
It's intriguing that they will not have
今回紹介するエボ
a
ルブモー
reborn
ド側しか
mode
ありま
for
せん。
new jobs.
And again,
That
the new
makes
jobs
sense,
that
I
are
would say, if
introduced
they
with
want
Evercold will only
Evolve
have the
to be where...
evolved mode.
Thank you, Lizzie.
で、まあ重要なポイントですけど、エボルブモードの方がちょっと
I mean, yeah, in a dream world, they'd be able to keep both of them going forever.
And again,
I can't imagine how much work it must be for them
of course, we have made
to
the adjustments, but then
maintain
the evolved
21
mode would be just slightly stronger.
different,
さあ、では、
you know,
再び玉木くんにバトンを渡して
builds
説明を
essentially
していってもらいましょうか。
Okay, so going
on
back
top
to
of the
Tamaki's
21
presentation.
plus new job over on Evolve
Reed's
mode.
ready.
Oh,
Everyone wants to see what's going on.
Okay,
はい
here we go.
こちらの画像は、現状のナイトのリボンモードとエボルモードの、ホットバーを比較したものになります。
All right, so let's take a look at these hotbar layouts for both the reborn and the
Wow.
evolved modes of Paladin.
はい。
向こうがリボンモードで、こっちがエボルブモードのナイトです。
So as you can see, reborn mode on the left and evolved mode on the right.
で
That's
リボンモードとエボルブモードのホッ
That's
トバーを比
incredible.
較すると、エ
If
ボル
they're
ブモ
able
ード
to
の方
cut
が
that
セットされている
much
アクション数が圧倒的に少
and
ないことがわ
consolidate
かり
that
ます。
much.
So comparing the two, you can see that the evolved mode layout is a lot more streamlined.
すべてのジョブで共通して、パッドでも遊びやすいように、ジョブアクションとロールアクションを合わせて16ボタン前後に収めることを目標に設計しています。
So we have redesigned it so that all necessary job and role actions fit into approximately 16 buttons.
もうみんなさ、アイコンが気になって話頭に入ってないでしょ。
Everybody's looking at all the icons that are in the hot
You're not
bars.
listening.
Are you,
sorry,
are
just
you
looking at the icons.
ちなみに、これ開発中だから、まだ変わる可能性があるのはすいません、覚えておいてくださいね。
I do want to let you know that we're still under development on this, so this could change.
はい、
I mean,
ど
most
のよう
likely
な
will,
方法でボタン数の削減をしたかについてですが、まず基本のコンボアクションを
Yeah, I'm
1ボタン
excited
に
for
統合
this.
しています。
I didn't
So now you're
realize just
probably
how
wondering how we got the
cutthroat
number
they
of
were going to be
buttons
with
down that far. One method was
carving
by
away
consolidating
so many
basic
old-
combos
Here we go.
into a single icon.
Yay! Okay, there we go. Good.
ナイトを例にすると、リボーンモードでは、ファストブレード、ライオットソード、ロイヤルアソリティのコンボが3つのボタンに分かれているんですが、
Now let me
エボルブモードでは1つのボタンがコンボの進捗に
Right
応じて
click
置き換わっ
that
てい
to
きます。
autocast or
So, for
something.
example, in Reborn mode, the Paladin combo of Fast Blade into Riot Sword into Royal Authority took 3 icons. In Evolved mode, the full combo is now executable by clicking the same button 3 times without clicking 3 different buttons.
Good.
その他にも、
It
単
makes
体
so
と範囲
much
攻撃
sense,
に分かれていたものや、メカニクスに大きく関わらないアクションの統廃合をしています。
We've consolidated actions in other ways as well, such as merging ones that had similar mechanics, or
Oh,
ones that were simply AoE versions of an existing single target action.
で
okay.
ボタン数が少ないことで、アクションの手数が減ってしまったり、コンテンツでの対応力について不安視されるかと思うんですが、
It's a good
その分
change,
一つ
isn't
一
it,
つのア
Jess?
クションのリキャストタイムを短くしたり、効
That's
果量を
really good.
強くするなどで調整しています。
So now some of you might be worried that a reduction in the number of hotbar slots might limit players by putting them at a disadvantage when attacking certain content. I'm here to assure you that that's not the case, as we've offset this by shortening recast times and increasing effect potency.
Wow.
例えば、リボーンモードではブルアークという防
Are they
御アクション
changing
が
the
ありますが、
GCD?
エボルブモードではこれが廃止される代わりに、全体的に他の防御アクションの効果内容を調整して、アクション数が減っても問題なく能力を発揮できるようにしています。
So, for example, in Reborn mode, Paladins will continue to have the option to use the action Bulwark. But in Evolved mode, Bulwark will no longer exist. But to compensate for its removal, the potency of remaining defensive actions will be adjusted to produce similar results.
Cool.
で、防御アクション以外にもおなじみの演出や名前のアクションも多数あるんですが、リボーンとエボルブではそれぞれ異なるアクションとして実装するため、アクションの効果内容も異なるものが多くなります。
All right. And another way we were able to consolidate actions was by changing effects on targets. There are a lot of different ways that we have, again, the effects that are used and the names that are used. And in Reborn and Evolved, we have these different actions, and we've been taking these and we're going to split them into completely different things. Things that were the same, we've split. Things that were similar, we've put together.
Okay.
はい、また特殊な例として使用する対象や状況に応じて実行されるアクションが変化する仕組みもあります。
That's
So
my only
another
concern
unique way
from the
we were able
outside
to
looking in and
consolidate
having two
actions,
different
was
modes.
by changing their effects
You
based
got
on the targets.
42 out of the gate
例えば、ナ
just
イ
with
トには
the
ディバインジャ
initial
スティスというアクションがあります。
jobs,
So in other
not
words, take the
including new
action
ones.
being introduced in Evolved mode, Divine Justice.
このアクションは敵に対して使うと攻撃魔法のホーリースピリットが実行されて、味方に使うと回復魔法のクレメンシーが実行されます。
So depending on whether you're using on an enemy or an ally, its resulting effect will change to either Holy Spirit or Clemency.
その他にも、
That feels like something that we probably could have already macroed. Could you macro that already? I don't know how powerful the macro tool is in FF14, but I feel like that would be something that you could do in, say, WoW, for example.
Then we have actions like Cover and Shield Bash.
Macros are
And
whack
these are
in
both
14, do
actions
not
that
use
are
them.
Limited in their scope of use, but they are
Doesn't
very
target allies,
characteristic
I
of
see.
Paladin job. So just like Divine Justice, similar setups for these actions are planned, with the actions dynamically yielding different effects based on the target or other conditions.
Cool.
さらにロールアクションにも調整を行っています。
We'll also be making adjustments to role
I see.
actions in Evolved mode as well.
コンテンツの攻略に必要不可欠なものは残しつつ、
We can no longer
効果を
kick.
統配合したり、アクション自体を
Where's my
削
leg
除している
sweep
ものも
gone?
あります。
Those absolutely required to clear certain battles will remain untouched, but those that we've determined can be consolidated or removed altogether will be.
タンクを例にすると、挑発とシャークがヘイトマネージメントっていうアクションに統合されています。で、ヘイトマネージメントを敵に対して使うと、挑発が発動して、パーティーメンバーに対して使うと、シャークが発動します。
So an example for tanks is that Provoke and Shirk will be consolidated into a single action known as Scales of Enmity. If you use the Scales of Enmity on an enemy, it will inflict Provoke. If you use it on a party member, it will invoke Shirk.
Makes sense.
ただ、一つのボタンに統合するだけだと、挑発とシャークを
That's smart, isn't it?
使
That's
いたい
good.
時に困ってしまうので、これまでと同じような使い方ができるように、ヘイトマネジメントは2チャージまで貯められるアクションとしています。
Now, some of you may be thinking that with this kind of consolidation, that in cases where you would normally use both of these actions in succession, that you won't be able to do that anymore.
Well, you
To
can see
alleviate this potential
the
problem
charges
and make sure
on it.
that players will be able to use both of these as they always have, we'll be giving Scales of Enmity 2 charges to use however you wish.
その他、インタージェクトには
I love that that gets a cheer.
統合される予定になっています。
Another example of attack action being changed is that Low Blow will be phased out and its stun effect added to the remaining action Interject.
Cool. That makes total sense.
このようにホットバーにセットするアクションの数が減ることで、操作がしやすく、ジョブ全体の仕組みも理解しやすくなるようにしました。
So basically, by cutting the overall amount of keystrokes from a job's action rotations, we're aiming to make things easier to understand, ultimately making that job more accessible to more players.
Cool.
では、次にジョブごとの個性についてですが、ここからは実機でお見せしたいと思います。今日は4つのジョブを紹介します。
So as I mentioned, another aim of Evolve Mode is to make each job feel unique. And the best way to explain that is to show you the new system in action. So I have the PC here. And
Okay.
we're going to walk you through 4
I don't
different
play a
jobs.
lot of paladins, so I will kind of get it, but not as much as say it were a Reaper or a Dragoon.
あれよりもはるかに前の状態の開発ですまだ。
So I just want to put in a disclaimer here really quickly. You may be familiar with the letter from the producer live streams, and we show off gameplay at those. But the build that we'll be showing you is an even more.
の PC ちなみにパッドに置き換わるんですけど、
Okay.
ごめんなさいまだグラフィックができてないのでデバッグ表示です。
So you may see a section zoomed out there, those bars.
Yeah, yeah.
That's
Defense
where
and honor.
Job UI is going to be. I'm afraid we didn't have the graphics yet, so right now it's a very simple version, so we had to blow it up so that you can see it better.
Okay.
で今あそこに切り出して
like,
拡大して
I am a mouse and keyboard enjoyer with MMOs and especially FF14. I've tried a controller, but it doesn't feel right for me.
Zoomed in on that
But
particular
looking at
section. So in the
that
actual gameplay,
is
you won't see
way
like
less
a duplicate,
intimidating
so-
than what it currently is. So if they can do that for most
And
jobs,
another disclaimer, Tamaki will be using his
Well.
with a game controller.
で僕の方はマウスキーボードまあ左手ですけど
And of course, mine will be mouse and keyboard with left-handed device.
さあでは、魔法の力で敵を召喚してください
Okay, so let's do some magic and spawn some enemies.
okay.
Heyo.
An Elpis Minotaur. Okay.
ああ向き
Great Salma, welcome back for 20 months. How are you? Welcome on in.
Oh,
Facing the wrong direction, you die.
はいはいはいありがとうございます
thank you.
Here we go.
はい、まずナイトですが、今現在皆さんがプレイされているナイトが比較的扱いやすいジョブになっていると思いますので、基本的なメカニクスは大きくは変えずに極端に多いボタン数を削減しました。
So moving back, as Paladin is already one of the easier jobs to use, for Evolved Mode, we didn't implement too many changes to play mechanics, and instead focused on drastically reducing the number of inputs in a typical rotation.
Okay.
はい、先ほど説明させていただいた通り、基本コンボは一つのボタンが自動で置き換わります。
So as I mentioned earlier in the presentation, one way we achieved that was by consolidating combos into a single button icon. Fast Blade, changes to Riot Blade, changes to Divine Authority, and back to Fast Blade.
でまた、
Okay. Like just imagining pressing A or X on my controller repeatedly to do that feels good.
自分やパーティーメンバーに使うとクレメンシーが実行されます。
Or like we mentioned before, by changing an action's effect based on who the target is. So when Divine Justice, which is now a magic button, is cast on an enemy, it becomes Holy Spirit. When it's cast on a party member, it becomes Clemency.
Cool.
Now the same button.
もちろんおなじみのインペラトルからのブレードコンボもあります。
Of course, the blade combo, Falling Imperator, has also been consolidated into one of those updating icon buttons.
It just makes so much sense, doesn't it? It's almost shocking that it hasn't already been done. I know people have used
And one new thing that we're trying with
add-ons
Evolved
and
Mode
mods to
and
do this
Paladin is the
before.
addition of counter actions that become available when blocking certain attacks just right.
敵の攻撃をホーリーシェルトルで受け止めると、カウンターアクションのアンサラーを実行できます。
So for example, upon successfully stopping an attack with Holy Sheltrum, Paladins can then execute a counterattack called Answering Strike.
And does it replace that button? Oh no, it just changes there. Okay. Cool.
さらにこのカウンターアクションはホーリーシェルトロンの実行直後の
Yeah.
効果の高い状態で受け止めることで
That's cool.
強
I
化
like
版
that a
の
lot.
リタリエーターを実行できます。
And if paladins execute Holy Children right before an attack lands, then that counter is transformed into an even more potent version of itself called
Wow.
Satisfaction.
Okay. So if they cast it 3, 2, 1 now. Oh, that's so cool. What a great way to make tanks more, you know, not to sound corporate, but dynamic.
All right, so now let's take another look at all these actions together in battle. And keep your eyes open, you might see some other new actions.
And that
as
should
well.
hopefully convince those that don't enjoy tanking to use their mitts. You know, because if they mitigate properly, they can deal more damage because they can do the better combos.
で繰り返しになるんですけど、ナイトはとにかくボタン数が多いジョブだったの
That's
で、
cool.
どのように削減するかをこだわりました。
So Paladin has always been a job with a lot of button presses. So we put a lot of focus on how to intuitively reduce that number.
でこれは他のジョブにも言えることなんですが、
Yeah, Aiki, that's the one that got me. I thought the round table thing was cool, but shield, toss, and bash changing based on the range, really
We
cool.
didn't just want to simply remove actions though, and as an extension, remove the things that you could do in battle. We wanted to keep things interesting and fun. So we retained what we thought would keep those things interesting.
I wonder how summoner would work, Sandwich. I'm a paladin main, and this tickles me.
うまく使えた時の楽しさを感じられるアクションなので、他のアクションボタンと、統合する形で残してい
Oh,
ます。
So for
I'm
example,
seriously impressed.
clemency and cover
I mean, this is
are
a
not
tank. I
actions
wonder what
that
they're going to be
are
doing
used that much in
to...
battle, but when used properly, they can be a lot of fun. So we used
Oh.
the aforementioned consolidation techniques to make sure that they remained.
Okay. Okay. That's cool.
であとはディープダンジョンなどで便利なシールドバッシュも健在です。
Likewise, shield bash can be really useful in deep dungeon, so we made sure that that made the cut as well. Oh, shield bash moving far away. Shield love.
That just makes so much sense, doesn't it? Obo, hello, how are you
以上
today?
ナイトのエボルブモードのご紹介でした。一度、パワポに戻してください。
ちょっと待ってね。
Oh, hold on one moment. Sorry.
What's happened?
せっかくだからさ、
はい。
挑発とシャークやってないよね。
You haven't done. Have you done provoke and shirk?
僕の PC ちょっと映してもらっていいです
Can
か
we switch to gameplay 2, please?
そしてトニー、申し訳ないんだけど、ここに来て、パワーポイントがまた、マウスカーソルどっか行っちゃって暴れてるから、調整してくんないだろうか。
And we are summoning Tony again.
PowerPoint
So-
problems. But while he's doing that, we're going to show you some gameplay. Okay,
Yes.
here we have screen 2. So you can see the hotbar at the bottom is the PC hotbar.
Yeah, yeah, I see it.
まあ普通に、では挑発しますね。
Provoke.
で、シャーク。これも変わります。
Okay, so we did provoke and then shirk, and as you can tell, it does. It's not altered, but then it recognizes what you're trying to do. Shifts
Will, I'm
dynamically.
so proud of you. Enjoy. I've never tried it, but I do hear it's genuinely quite nice.
じゃあ攻撃させてくれるかな、ボスに。
Will it let me? Will you let me attack the
We're
boss?
going to kill it.
はい。という感じで、まあこれまでとまた、
I think Mr.
ちょっと
Prime's
違い
PC
違ったね
disconnected.
ナイトとして遊べるのが、
Is there anything more for paladins that they show? Otherwise, I'll fast forward until
a new kind of like gameplay feel
they
by
get to a new
switching
job.
to the evolved mode.
All right.
You are able to fast forward. Okay. Evercold. Ah! Dragoon!
それごめんやっぱり
While
The one.
striking dummy.
Oh.
はい、ここ、かかしをポップさせました。
Yo! Here we
Striking
go!
dummy up.
Come on, then. Let's take a
はい
look.
従来の竜騎士と比べるとかなり
No,
変更点が多くて
I'm very
メカニクスも
familiar with how to
全くの
play a
別物になっていま
Dragoon,
す
so this will mean even more to me.
So compared to Reborn mode, Evolve mode for the Dragoon changes are very significant, with job action mechanics being almost completely different
Very
than the
significant.
Reborn mode.
まずジョブハットですがドラグーンシンボルというものがあります。
So if you look at
Gooners
the HUD,
Unite?
you'll
Is that what we
see,
call people who
stacks
play
of
Dragoon?
Dragon's Bane gauge.
これは戦闘中の時間経過で自動で溜まるスタック要素に
I've
なってい
never
ま
heard that
So
before.
this gauge will gradually fill over time when engaged in battle.
す。このスタックを消費して方向指定のある強力なウェ
I've
ポン
never
スキルを
heard
実行
that.
できま
Yeah,
す
it's my
ま
first
ず
time.
シニスタードライブは敵の左側面から
It's
実
good
行すると
sign,
威力が上がり
okay.
ます。
Okay.
So these stacks are then spent to execute powerful direction-based weapon skills.
Okay.
So executing the Sinister Drive from the enemy's left will increase potency.
Right.
次にデクスタードライブは敵の右側面から実行すると
And I
威
think
力が
they've
上がります。
positioned them on the
And then
controller.
executing Dexter Drive from the right will also increase potency.
I like how they've positioned it on the controller in the at the
そして
angle
シニスター
that you
ドラ
would
イブ
do
と
it from.
デクスタードライブの
That's
後に
smart.
使用できるようになる桜花絢爛
And now we need to do
は敵の背面
Heaven's
から
Ward.
実行すると威力が上がります。
And then, after using both Sinister and Dexter drives, this will ready what is known as Winged Chaos, which, if executed from behind, will earn you a significant damage bonus.
Okay.
これまでの方向指定アクションよりも条件が細かくなっているので難しくなっている部分もあるんですが、実行するタイミングをある程度自由に調整できることと、ベンジフルジャンプというアクションを使うと次に実行するウェポンスキルの方向指定を無視できる効果が付与されるので、これも利用しながら戦います。
So, to
Just wait,
offset
I'm
this
waiting, I'm
increase of
waiting.
difficulty created by implementing this additional layer of attack direction specificity, we've added a little bit more leeway to attack's execution timing. We've also added a new jump, which is called Vengeful Jump, which ignores the directional requirements of the next weapon skill used.
Okay. Okay.
だけの話ではないんですが、エヴァーコールドから方向指定に成功した際の手応えを感じてもらえるように、
Oh, this is
新しい
so
表現の時間なども
different.
検討しています。
And while this is not specific to Dragoon, to let players better know that they've successfully executed a directional attack correctly, we'll be adding more intuitive graphical feedback.
でもう一つ、
Okay.
流血という要素があります。でこれは先ほどのベンジフルジャンプを実行するたびに付与されていくスタック要素になっていて、最大3スタックになるとスターダイバーを実行できます。
So another big change to Dragoon with the Evolve mode is the addition of Blood of the Dragon. Blood of the Dragon accumulates each time a Dragoon executes the aforementioned Vengeful Jump. And then when it reaches its max of 3, it readies an attack called Star Diver.
Okay. Familiar with
この
Star
スターダイバーを
Diver?
実行すると、赤の流血状態に移行して専用の強力なコンボを実行できます。
Executing Star Driver then grants Life of the Dragon, which in turn allows the execution of a powerful combo.
Okay. Crimson Pulse, Life's Blood, Soaring Spirit, Starcross.
さらにとっておきとして、
Okay.
スターダイバーの後に一度だけスカイハイというアクションを使います。でスカイハイを実行すると空高く飛び上がって一定時間後に地上に落ちてきて大ダメージを与えます。
In addition, Executing the aforementioned Star Diver will also ready the one-time action Sky High.
The
With
one-time...
Sky High, players will fly high up into the air, landing several moments later to deal massive damage.
Yes! That's my favorite move in
スカイ
PvP.
ハイは歴代シリーズの竜騎士のジャンプをイメージしたアクションなので、飛び上がっている間は、敵の攻撃を完全に無効化したいところなんですが、
If you do that in PvP, everyone around you just starts
Sky
popping their
High was
shields.
designed to feel like a legacy Final Fantasy jump ability. So while airborne, we originally wanted players to be temporarily immune to all enemy attacks. But
Mate.
we soon realized that we couldn't go quite that far.
Oh.
無効化できてしまうとコンテンツのギミックなどが成立しなくなってしまうので、代わりに受けるダメージを大幅に軽減できるようになっています。
If we made players completely immune to all attacks, that would kind of mess with a lot of the boss battle mechanics. So damage reduction won't be a full 100%, but we are looking to have it reduced significantly.
Okay.
今は 90% 軽減っていうとんでもない数値になっていて、ちょっとやりすぎな気もしてるんですが、でも多少やりすぎなぐらいの方が楽しいと思うので、ギリギリを狙っていこうと思ってます。
So I said it won't be 100%, but currently our internal number that we have is 90% reduction of damage.
Nice.
Now, that may still change depending on how tests go. But that said, going a little overboard in this case is a lot more fun, isn't it?
Yeah, I agree. It's not something that we can just have going at all times. Like, you've got to do so much to build the Blood of the Dragon to then do Stardiver's combo. Oh, guys, this is so much better. Here comes Stardiver. Full combo. Into Sky High. Here we go. Boom! That's sick. That is so cool. Because at the minute, the combo is like 1, 2, 3, 4. And then for me, it's shift 1, 2, 3, 4. And then, like, interweaving both of those together. And then occasionally jumping and occasionally doing Nastrond. And then Guys Skogul and all that stuff. And this is way, way, way nicer. And Lemon, you've touched on something I thought earlier. If you've got an enemy with an absolutely fucking huge hitbox, how awkward is it going to be doing the sinister and dexterous thing? Like, going back to left or back to right is simple enough. But going left, right, back is a little trickier. Yeah, I know you got to stay near the center, but, you know, incorporating, you know, boss mechanics where you can't get in the middle, I guess that's when you'd employ jumps, isn't it? Because, yeah, you could, in theory... You could, in theory, so if this is the back of the hitbox here, you could stand here between the left and the back. Do your left, jump, do the right, move here, back, and that way you save 2 charges. It seems to be on about a 40-second cooldown, the jump-ish. So, you know, if you do that once per combo, you can maintain the jumps for later.
Set rotation that we did, but it's so exhilarating, and I think you will experience that this is
But that really looks awesome. That looks really, really nice.
A very different feel as a dragoon, so I would love for everybody
And
to
it
try it
goes
out when it
all
comes
in on the
out.
class fantasy by
少しだけ
putting the
補足
jumps
させ
front
てく
and
ださい
center.
竜騎士だけの話ではないんです
And
が
of course, sky high.
基本的にローテーションを回していて楽しいと感じられることを目標に、そのジョブらしさを感じられるようにしました。
So now this, again, isn't specific to Dragoon, but all of the jobs, we've tried hard to make these new rotations something that are not only fun to play, but also really represent
I don't think True
the
North is in
feel of
anymore,
each job.
guys.
竜騎士といえばジャンプだと思うので、ジャ
I
ンプ
think
系の
that's
アクショ
gone.
ンにより個性を持たせつつ、さらに爽快感が増すように流血関連の遊びを強化しています。
So for Dragoon, that was about making those signature jump attacks and combining them with the improved Blood of the Dragon mechanics to create something that feels really slick and
There it
tight.
is. Yeah.
他にもアビリティの数の多さとか、それに伴う硬直時間なども整理しているので、
Will, you can catch up.
かなり楽しめるのではないかなと
I believe in
思
you.
っています。
And like Paladin, with Dragoon, there was also originally a glut of these actions, so we worked on paring down that number as we went.
Yeah, so my question is, how do I do AoE moves then? Unless just all of these are now technically, well, I mean, they look AoE, they're directional, aren't they? But like your core 1, 2, 3 combo, we have a 1, 2, 3 combo for
はい、以上
AoE
竜騎士
moves.
のエボルブモードでのご紹介でした。
Unless that now also just happens to be
Okay, so
AoE as
that's all
well.
for Evolve Move for Dragoon. Let's return to the PowerPoint so I can get ready the next job.
All single target are also spike AoEs. I mean, it makes sense if you're, you know, swinging your spear, that there would be an arc for that, right? And any enemies in front of you would get
What is
cleaved.
our next job?
次は白魔導士です。
Please be a
Next up, we
job I'm
have
familiar
White
with.
Mage.
White Mage. Okay. I'm familiar with White Mage. To me, White Mage is like the holy
さあ
priest
では玉木くんの方の実
of
況をお願い
14.
します
All right, I think he's ready. Gameplay 1, please.
Like, if I just want to brain off heal, White Mage is where it's at. But I have not played a White Mage properly in a few months,
Another one
so...
of those.
はい、次は白魔導士です。
God, I can't wait to see what
今現在の
Astro...
白魔
Oh
導士
my
は
god,
プレイヤーの
Astrologian
中で
in
も扱いやすい
Evolved
ジョブ
mode?
ですし、プレイされている方も非常に多いジョブなの
Oh
で、
my
違和感な
god.
く移行できるよう
I
にし
wonder
ま
what
し
they're
た。
gonna do with
その中でもい
Astro.
くつか変更点があります。
And the card drawing
Right, so
mechanic.
out of all of our healing
Like,
jobs,
consolidating
White
all of
Mage
that
is
to a button would be
fairly
incredible.
easy to use, and that's why that there's a lot of people who play it. And that's why we wanted to make the transition from
Well, the
Reborn
beauty of
mode
it,
to
Crit,
Evolve
is
mode as
they've still got
smooth and
Reborn, haven't they?
and
Like, if they do
accessible as
butcher
possible.
it and people
That
hate it,
said,
then
there's still some major differences.
they've got what they love
ま
still.
ずジョブハットにサンクチュアリシンボルというものがあります。これは回復魔法で味方を回復した時に付与されます。
Okay, so
Astro
first up,
Main's
here you can
unhappy
see
with
the
Reborn?
Sanctity
Oh,
gauge.
great.
And this fills every time you cast a healing spell on an ally.
Astro's probably the one I'm most excited for, I would
で
say.
は敵にアクションを使わせます。
Just because I feel like they've got a lot of room there to
So I'm gonna
really
use this.
go in on the class fantasy. Which I get a little bit with Astro, but I'd love for
You're
there
only
to be a
healing
bit
yourself,
more. High cure.
はい、このスタックが溜まった状態で、ホーリーサンクチュアリーという魔法を実行すると、
Oh,
スタック
it's sort of like
数に応
a
じたダメージが上
like
乗せされます。
So this
poison
is
chalice
directly
almost
connected
on
with
it. And
a new action called Holy Sanctuary that when cast, depletes the gauge and deals damage in proportion to the stack.
oh, okay. That's a cool animation as well. I like that.
このシステムの目的なんですが、GCD の回復魔法を実行した際に DPS のロスをしづらくすることです。
So basically, the thinking behind the
Oh,
implementation
yeah,
of this
Aiki,
is to
for sure.
prevent
Remley,
the
hello, how are
inevitable
you?
DPS loss
Welcome
that
on in.
occurs when using global cooldown healing spells.
特に高難度コンテンツにおいては、厳しい DPS チェックに対して、GCD は回復魔法ではなく、なるべく攻撃魔法に回すことを求められるケースがありました。
So this becomes especially relevant in some of the more high-level content, where a lot of times white mages are asked to ignore global cooldown healing magics to make sure that parties don't fail their DPS checks.
ヒーラーはあくまでも味方を守ることがメインの役割であってほしいので、
Okay.
このシステムを追加することで GCD ヒールの重要性を上げています。
So we want healing to be a healer's main priority, so this new feature is meant to do just that.
Is it going to play like Discipline Priests in WoW? Discipline Priest was my favorite healer and is still my favorite healer in any MMORPG I've ever played. Because you can have a dedicated, you know, like, build, which was essentially deal as much damage as possible, and everything around you would get healed. I mean, it's Sage, isn't it, I suppose?
So to supplement to that, of course, there will be
But
cast
obviously
time
a little bit
involved,
different.
but by casting a global cooldown heal, you will still be able to attack, and so it's kind of like a heal plus have DPS, and that's how we will have it for the evolved mode.
So healers are going to get RSI because they're going to be heal damage, heal damage.
先ほど説明させていただいた通り、栄唱付きの回復魔法を重要視したので、その分攻撃を行いやすくしました。
Mistweaver was cool, yeah. I didn't play Mistweaver much.
We've removed casting times for most white mage attack spells. We want the main focus to be on healing spells with their cast times and not on the attacks.
Okay.
Boom.
That's awesome.
基本攻撃が、無栄唱になることで各種アビリティも使いやすくなりますし、
I miss Vampiric Embrace healing.
対応しやすくなると思ってい
I
ま
had a
す。
friend during Vanilla WoW who was a dwarf priest, and he was not a good healer, but we had to bring him along for Fear Ward, and he got his tier 1 before anyone else, because he was just always there.
また、今実機でお見せしたので気づいた方もいらっしゃるかと思うんですが、これまで基本攻撃魔法は同じ魔法を連続で打っていたんですが、単調さを軽減するために1ダメと2ダメで異なる魔法が発動するようにもなって
Could
い
you
ます。
imagine a modern MMO doing that? Like if you're an aura, you get an ability that no other white mage has.
Tweaking certain spells to have different effects the first and then second times you cast them in a row.
Okay. So Glare 3 into High Glare. So your benefit is sort of to do a 2-hit combo and then heal, 2-hit combo heal. Is that the same for the other ones?
Let's see everything in action once more.
Make some time, I'm so sorry. I'd be interested to know if someone like Preach made a video on this, because I feel like he has a way deeper understanding of sort of this kind of stuff than I do. I believe he has. He did. Is it a good one? He did react to, you want me to react to his video?
To make White Mage even easier to use than before.
例えば、同じような使い道のアクションだったディバインベニゾンとアクアベールを統合してボタン数を削減しつつチャージアクション
I
が
regret to inform you that you are literally the only 14 content creator to not see this. I'm glad I got here in the end.
And then adding charges to this.
I will be honest, I'm kind of disappointed in myself because the past year of FF14, I've mainly been playing Reaper, Viper, and Dragoon.
We've added an extra effect to increase movement speed after casting Tempest.
Seeing this, it's like, oh, I can understand and appreciate it, but I've not played White Mage properly in a long time.
先ほど説明した GCD ヒーローをしても DPS をロスしづらくなるシステム
Preachers and Jesse's FanFest roundtable with GG was great. Should I just get the cuck chair out and I watch them talk about it for a bit?
ぜひ挑戦してみてください。
はい。
So the removal of cast times for basic attack magic and the changes to the global cooldown for healing magic to ensure DPS doesn't drop should help make it easier for first-time healers to get a better grasp of the job. So if you've never played a healer before, now is a great time to start.
I can even wheel myself to the back of the room and just like watch from the corner. If you'd like.
That's all for White Mage.
まあホワイトメージはやっぱり多くの人が使ってくれてる
Give the healers cleric
まあできるだ
stance
けシン
back.
プルにでも皆さんのフィードバックにあった
Fast forward to next roll. Okay. Well, it's got to be ranged DPS, right? Oh! Defunct, what are your opinions on this? It's all he plays is Bard.
Here we are.
I do like Bard. Come to think, hold on, wait. Before we continue, let's see what my Bard rank is. What am I with Bard? 92. Look at it. Machinist 100, Dancer 100, Summoner, Scholar, Dragoon, Reaper, Viper, Dark Knight. I play some stuff, guys. Yeah. I play some stuff. Okay. Beep, beep, boop. Boop.
に関しても竜騎士と同じようにメカニクスに大きな変更を行っています。
So just like with Dragoon, Evolve mode for Bard will see some major changes to the mechanics.
Curious. I like Bard, but I do get very overwhelmed very quickly.
So the main concept we're aiming for with this is maintaining that Bard's strength as a supporting role to other party members, while putting more emphasis on songs, specifically when and where you execute which songs.
When?
まず
And
ジョブハッ
where?
トのミンストレルシンボルというものがあります。これを消費して、近人のバラード、軍神のパイオン、旅神のメネートのいずれかの歌アクションを実行します。
So here we have the performance gauge. This bar is consumed to cast Mage's Ballad, Army's Paeon, and the Wanderer's Minuet.
それぞれの歌にはパーティーへのバフ効果があって、近人のバラードはリジェネ、軍神のパイオンは移動速度アップ、旅神のメネットはバリア効果になっています。歌う順番は自由なので、ギミックに合わせて歌い分けることができます。
So each of these songs grants parties a buff. Regen for the ballad, increased movement speed for the paeon, and barrier for the minuet. And songs can be sung in any order in order to best match what is currently going on in battle.
Okay.
また
Makes
これら
sense.
の歌アクションを実行した直後は、銀融詩人自身も強力なウェポンスキルを実行できるようになります。それぞれの歌ごとに
Yeah, no
違うプレイ
DPS
感になってい
increase.
て、近人のバラードはこれまでの銀融詩人にものイメージにもあ
That's
る
curious.
ロットに
Things
関
are
する遊
going
びになっ
well.
ています。
Just wanted to drop by from YouTube since I remembered Prime subs exist. Looking forward to Cyberpunk D.
Ephemeridian. This Saturday. It'll be here soon. Can we get some love and chat for Ephemeridian, please? Thank you for the 3 months.
Also, singing these songs will ready powerful weapon skills that will allow for a variety of different playstyles. For example, after singing Mage's Ballad, it opens up a damage over time attack, something that bards are already known for.
That's something I noticed about the Dragoon thing as well. I didn't mention it, but obviously part of our core combo is we have a damage overtime that we have to maintain, and I didn't see that at all. And I
次に軍神のパイオンは素早い
I never
攻
liked
撃につなが
doing
り
that.
ます。
Singing Army's Paeon will open up a speedy multi-hit combo.
Reactionary combat I find way more interesting than managing dots. And doing that on every job, I don't like. Having some jobs where that is the playstyle, I do like. So those who do want a dot playstyle, get it still.
After a combo, will unleash a devastating single strike.
I guess it depends on how it's integrated into the moveset. Wow. Thrum of the God's Bow. Dots are life. I love my dots. I played a lot of combat rogue back in vanilla.
So
Having to
finally,
maintain
another
slice
new
and
way to
dice,
play with the
rupture,
is introduced with the addition
specific
of what is called
poisons.
Wanderer's Arrow. This, when used
You
in
very
tandem
rarely
with
got to use any
movement in a certain
genuine
direction,
combat
allows the
abilities.
characters to
Hemorrhage as
jump
well, yeah.
in that direction while shooting. So left, right, front.
Whoa! That's sick!
移動入力なし
I'm
だ
making a
とその場
bard
で打つこと
now!
もできます。
Of course, this attack can also be used standing still as well. You don't have to move.
Oh, come on. Who wants to do that? Move! That was sick. That was
はい、それで
honestly
は一
sick.
通りアクションを使ってみます。
All right, so let's take a look at all of these in action one last time.
I did play an Affliction Warlock at some point in time, Kevin, and I did like... I really liked playing Affliction Warlock. But that's what I mean. Like, if I'm getting into that, like, if I want that play style, I love it. But having to just maintain a single buff or two buffs... I don't know. On one hand, I do appreciate the added depth, but I think the added depth is so... boring. I don't know. I then don't enjoy it.
銀融詩人は、パーティーメンバーとの共同感を感じられる支援効果と
Will, you gotta level everything, man. Absolutely everything.
弓使いとしての爽快感の両立を目指しました。
So we wanted to give bards that feeling that they're truly supporting their party while also making bow play as smooth and slick as possible.
シンプルにローテーションを回すだけであればそこまで難しくはないと思うんですが、コンテンツに合わせた歌の順番などを考える余地もあるので、やりがいのあるジョブになっているんじゃないかなと思います。
And that's how I feel a little bit with the Dragoon kit at the moment. It's like, yeah, gotta make sure that box stays checked. Oh, it's not checked? I need to go check it. Like, I don't know. Like interactive mechanics, like, oh, you know, like with the Dragoon, for example, where it says, oh, you need to make sure you're on the left, then the right, then behind, and then that combos into this. That is way more interesting than 1, 2, 3, 4, shift 4, dot, and then knowing, oh, I need to do that again in about 40 seconds so I can fit this mechanic. Like, it's just more engaging. The new method. Way more engaging.
今、玉木くんがやってるローテーションとか、アクション見てて分かる通り、今回の、エボルブモードの指針に関しては、ローテーションが固定されてない。
Eri, I get it. I get it. Because I felt that way about Viper. When they removed the damage... I don't know if it was a dot or rather just a debuff. When they removed that from Viper, I then felt like it was a huge loss. But I think it's because it only had one. Like, okay, so, sorry, to play devil's advocate against myself, like, on a Reaper... afflicting the damage debuff that you can apply to enemies. I like maintaining that, but I think it's because it's one single thing. And it's not something I have to combo into. I think that's my problem. Like, if I just know, hit this button on occasion, great. But knowing you have to have the foresight, especially with Dragoon, because of the nature of how the combo flows, where you have to do one set of combo, then flip up to your other combo, and then back to the other combo, I feel bad when I don't combo it correctly, and it can be kind of tricky to keep that rhythm going. But just occasionally pressing a single button on Reaper, like I know, okay, the dot has about 10 seconds left. Okay, I can do this, that. Reapply. That's way more enjoyable to me.
Or like it's not predetermined. You can choose which song you want to sing at which timing, depending.
So
on
I think
the
me
trial
talking
or
through it,
depending on
my
the
main
battle
gripe
content or,
is
duty that you're tackling.
having to
And I
maintain
feel
a dot that is
it really
only
brings out the
achievable
characteristic
through
of the
a
bard,
multi-combo
and so it's really interesting to play.
Gives the player
ability
a lot of freedom
or
to kind of
spellcast.
play the way they want to play rather than following a fixed rotation.
Nikki,
that we've
yes.
decided
Yes,
for you.
yes. Your mini limit break is so fun to press.
まあ僕いくつかね、テストでもちろん開発で使わせてもらってるけど、やっぱローテーションの自由度ってさっきの竜騎士もそうだけど、やっぱこだわって作ってるよね。
Yeah, and of course, I have tested it out myself, and again, yeah, with the freedom of the rotations that you can come up with, and similar to the Dragoon, it's really something that Tamaki was very particular about.
はい、これまでは、ジョブのローテーションっていうのが、決まったタイミングで打つものっていうものが固定化しやすかったんですけど、今回のエボルブモードでは、比較的自由に好きなアクションを使えるようになっているので、その中でどううまくやるかっていうところが、こだわるポイントになっています。
Again, the concept of developing this evolve mode is that we wanted to give freedom to players. We didn't want them to feel that they were forced to use a static rotation every single time. We wanted to give them more freedom to decide when they would use certain attacks and adapt those to the changing battles.
Makes sense.
まあ改めてになりますが、
Is there anything I should fast forward to, or is that most of it, would you guys
ま
say?
だまだすみません、開発の途中段階にあるので、アクションそのものが変更になったり、ローテーションが調整されたりする可能性は大いにありますので、その点はご了承ください。
But once again, I did want to reiterate, we are still in development of the system, so you may see some of the actions might be changed, or we may make adjustments to the rotation, so please be advised of that.
ではパワーポイントの方戻っても大丈夫ですか？
はい、大丈夫。
So, okay, I think we are okay to switch back to PowerPoint, please.
This is pretty much it. That's the bulk of everything.
まずます。
Accommodate these two modes.
There's even more battle system updates, removing synergy actions, adjusting action acquisition, defining main and off-tank roles.
So let me explain each in detail because you probably have questions.
まずシナジーアクションの削除ですが、パーティーメンバーの攻撃力を上げるようなアクションを削除したり、効果を変更しています。
Okay, so first up with synergy actions, we'll be removing or changing the effect of those actions which increase party member attack.
シナジーに関しては、
Cool.
パーティープレイとしての連動や手応えという面でプラスになることもあるので、それを好まれている
Yeah, I
方
mean,
もいらっしゃったかと
I
思います。
imagine that they are going to benefit.
While we
Hold on.
understand that many players
Oh, this is
enjoy
the-
job synergies and party buffs as extensions of party play proficiency,
ですが、シナジーがあることによっていくつかのマイナス面もあります。
we also
Two-minute
felt
meta,
that
yeah,
those
yeah.
synergies had a negative impact to battle.
例えば、あらゆるジョブのローテ
Well, I kind of know about this already, so I'll fast
Allow me
forward.
to chime in on
かなり変化をする
I know you guys have said 2-minute meta is dead, and yeah, okay, they're talking about that there and how they're going to change that and make sure that we're not required to adhere to it anymore.
Players do
I was going to quickly say, you know, on the topic of people beginning to theorize what will happen to their job, I would imagine that the devs are very clued in on what people are saying and maybe are drawing inspiration from theories and, you know, specific wants from people. So maybe that's why they showed these ones off, because they're really confident with them, obviously. And the others maybe a little less so. To give them room to, you know... Don't say that, McMuttons. Okay, let's continue.
mode specifically.
Adjusting action acquisition levels.
So next up for evolved mode specifically, we'll be adjusting the level at which actions are acquired for all jobs.
Okay. So what does this mean for my Crystal Tower runs? Can I use all of my abilities?
So the plan is to have the hotbar full of all necessary actions by level 50.
Oh my god, we will! We will! Holy shit!
この変更は、レベルシークされた際の遊びが単調になりがちな問題の解消と、新規で始められる方が低レベルのうちからも変化を感じながらプレイしていただくためのものにななります。
So this will not only
well, Furioso, yeah, I got that. Like, I can rationalize that gives them more opportunity to build bosses without having to worry about that specific synergy. I had that somewhat spoiled. People had told me that that was changing anyway.
各アクションに効果が追加されたり、派生アクションが追加されるなどの変化が行われます。
Then, after level 50, instead of adding new actions, will introduce changes to ones already set to the hotbar, such as adding extra effects or derivative actions.
But okay, so you keep
これに
the
よって
core.
レベル
Makes sense.
50付近もしくはレベル、どうしてもこうジョブのアクションというかローテーションの完成がエボルブの方が早いので、低レベルにシンクした時はエボルブを使おうかなみたいなのもありだとは思います。
And so because of this, you will have all the required actions by level, around level 50, and you will have your set, so to speak. And so I think that makes the evolve mode a little quicker to get all of your actions in place. So if you ever do need to go into the level synced dungeons in the lower levels, I think you might, that evolve mode might be a good option to choose.
はい、最後にエボルブモードのメインタンクとサブタンクの役割分けについてです。
Main tank and sub tank.
タンクジョブにそれぞれの個性と役割を持たせるために、メインタンク向けのジョブと、サブタンク向けのジョブを分けることにしました。
So finally, with evolved
I feel like
mode,
we kind of saw this earlier with the
into two unique
Paladin
paths.
stuff.
Those two paths being main tank and off tank, with both having their own characteristic play style.
例えば、メインタンク向けの
So
ジョブ
can
の場合、
every job
敵
be
か
a
らのタン
main?
ク向けの攻撃をより大きく軽減できたりとか、カウンターアクションを扱えるなどの特徴があります。
So for example, main tank jobs will focus on mitigating damage and countering enemy attacks.
先ほど、紹介させていただいたナイトと
Oh shit!
各ゼロ
Okay.
で追加される新ジョブのが、メインタンク向けの性能になっています。
So Paladin will fall under a main
Okay.
tank role, and the new tank in 8.0 will also be a main tank.
サブタンク向けのジョブは、味方を守ったり敵のダメージを低下させるアクションを持つためより支援が得意といった特徴
Silence
があります。
off tank.
Off-tank jobs, on the other hand, will excel at protecting allies and lowering
I
enemy
mean,
attacks.
that's got to be the hard confirmation that the new 8.0 tank will have a shield of sorts, right? Because that's the current divide. You've got the Paladin with their shield, and then the other three are blade-wielding, axe-wielding, whatever, damage dealers. It might be dual shield, yeah, it
Taking
might
on
be.
more of a support role.
この役割分けですが、分かりやすく言うと、
That's
ヒ
cool.
ーラーでいうところの
Tanks have got to be happy about that, right? That
近いもの
feels
になっています。
This is somewhat similar to how with healers we have a pure healer and a barrier healer.
ある程度の難易度のコンテンツであれ
Yeah,
ば
that makes sense.
どちらかの役割の、ジョブに偏っても
One big
攻略
shield
で
only.
き
I'm
るん
hoping
で
for
す
dual
が
shield range
電子や
DPS.
別コンテンツになると、正しい役割分けをした方が効率よく攻略できるようにしています。
So, and while most content is going to be designed to be able to be cleared without having to worry too much about which type of tank you have in your party, high-end content such as
Non-paladin mains are freaking out. That's a shame. I can kind of get it. You know, if I think people play tanks for the class fantasy of things hitting you. But this is only going to be for specific content, right? Like if you're doing a 4-player dungeon, if you're in a light party, you're still tanking things.
Savage and Ultimate parties, these parties will be able to clear these duties far more efficiently by taking advantage of both the main and off role.
They could have used a better terminology for the other type of tank. You can sit in the cuck chair, cuck tank. I guess that would serve as a pretty substantial hammer to fragile masculinity, being called the off tank.
It's so interesting when we talk about tanks and people get really excited about them.
でもこれ注意していただきたいのはエボルブモードの話なので、そこはご了承くださいね。
I do want to point out that this pertains to the evolved mode. So.
Counter tank and water tank? Yeah, that's a good way of putting it.
入りましょうか。実機もう一回見せたいですか？
Do we want to show gameplay one more time?
はい。じゃあ、玉木の方の実
Thinking about it a little bit more, I can see the reason why people would maybe be a bit frustrated. Yeah, it'd be like I think it'd be really difficult for them to figure this out, but finding a way to give the other tanks the opportunity to be a main tank and have their, because yeah, God, it's awkward actually, isn't it? Because counter gameplay feels like it would work really, really well for, you know, Gunbreaker especially, but I think all of those who are deemed off tanks could have that counter gameplay that we saw with the Paladin, where maybe the Gunbreaker, and I think you see Thancred do this in the Shadowbringer cinematic, you know, unleashing a gunshot as an attack goes off, and then maybe that would unlock a new ability for you, which would then debuff the damage of the enemy. Explosive parry, yeah. The distinction only matters in Savage and Ultimate. To be honest, we had that with stances, and it was a mess. I've not really played MMOs, and this is starting to sound like plumbing. You are watching what is essentially a plumbing course for MMOs, Shrikaka. Like, it's... MMOs are really fun. This is literally like sort of like picking apart systems which ultimately, you know, fade into the background. In the weeds mode, yeah. Yeah. I get it. I think on paper I love the idea though. Because otherwise, and again, I'm unfortunately gonna have to speak from a point of view of a WoW raider more than a 14 player, just because I haven't done much tanking in 14. But whenever you were the off tank in a raid, it never felt great. Like you knew that you were sort of not serving a greater purpose. Oh, the other guy's got like 10 more item level, ergo they're going to be more resilient, they're going to have better stats, etc. So you can just on occasion taunt the boss will drop a debuff on you, and then the main tank can take over. But this new system means that instead of just being there to be a glorified taunter, you can actually serve a really important role that gives you something to do instead of just being stood there twiddling your thumbs waiting for something to happen. I really like that. And I mean, again, if they're doing the evolved and reborn mode, maybe there is a world where you can select main tank mode or off tank mode. But that's like that's a whole other level of undertaking, right? Off tank equals get into roulette faster, then not have to do anything. Soup, thank you for the 3 months. Welcome on in. I'm waiting to see what they say about boss designs going forward to Pass Judgment.
Okay, so could we switch one last time to gameplay 1, please? Oh, somebody's in battle.
エボルブモードではとにかくボタン数が少ないですし、
What's happening?
各ジョブのシステムも分かりやすくしたつもりなの
If
で、
healer kits are being reduced with evolved, an off tank might have more party mitigation to make up for healers losing some.
So we've significantly reduced the number of button presses for evolve mode and the number of icons in an effort to make it easier to learn and grasp. As a result, it shouldn't take that long for players to grasp the new playstyle for each of these jobs.
This is going to sound silly again, like I'm just spitballing here, but like imagine if like if a boss is targeting you and hitting you, like they've got the ability now to have like abilities change depending on who you're targeting. Surely there must also be a way for them to have abilities change depending on who's targeting you. Like if who you're targeting is targeting you, then this ability becomes this. So I wonder if there is a world where, you know, like if an off tank has the tank, you as a warrior can parry an attack and then deliver like a really decisive blow with your axe to penalize the enemy, debuff them or whatever. And then if you're not being targeted, instead of you having to parry it, you can instead then do a different combo, which ultimately still leads to you being able to deal that debuff to the enemy. Regardless of all of this, though, and again, I'm getting into the weeds with it, I think all of this evolved mode stuff is great. And we were having the conversation earlier. I think Will said, it might have not been you, Will. I think it was you, though, talking about will Square ever make another MMO? And this is kind of, without even realizing it, why I don't think they will, because they're able to iterate on the game in such a way that they are modernizing it. Like what they've done here with the evolved mode, I mean, we've kind of seen something like this before with WoW. Going back to Mists of Pandaria, they overhauled all of the classes and, the new skill sets and move sets in MOP were, in the moment, if my memory serves, largely not liked. But then a decade on, people look back at the Mists of Pandaria era of WoW and go, we didn't know how good we had it. Like every class had some level of unique something that they brought to the table. And over the years, things just got more homogenized, and instead of things feeling very different, things started to feel very similar. So it seems like that's what 14 is now doing, where they're trying out this new, more immersive play style where they can remove the shackles of the, 120-second, 2-minute CD stuff, the damage buffs being provided by all players. Boss design can now be opened up because no longer do they have to adhere to the 2-minute cycle. Like, there's so much they've done here to improve things. Tank Warlocks? Yeah, good fun. Oh, I think it was in MOP, but I might be misremembering where they introduced this. Was it Synthesis? No, what was it? Can't remember the name of the ability. Basically, this is such a tangent and unrelated. There was Meta. Was it Meta? That was in Wrath. Wow, I was a couple of years late. There was an ability that druids had where if they targeted a specific class, the druid would get a unique ability depending on which class they targeted, and that player would get a unique ability from the druid depending on the class they're playing. That shit was insane. Symbiosis, that's it. Was that what I was thinking of? Was that in... I don't know. Was that in Cataclysm? MOP? It was MOP. I'm telling you. That's when they were really experimental. And I missed that. But yeah, all in all, I think this is a really, really, really good direction for them to go in.
Moving forward.
これはまあ玉木くんのコンセプトでもあるんですけど、やっぱり14チームバトルに関わる自分も含めて、全員の今回のコンセプトになってます。
Yeah, I'm excited.
Of course, Tamaki is very responsible for this concept, but I think it also includes all of us that work on the battle elements.
Agreed, Hiss. I agree.
Having this main concept.
I thought Legion was okay. I'll say that. But MOP, I think, was the best. And it's a shame that so many people left because they didn't like pandas.
And of course, since A Realm Reborn, for 13 years, we've continued to update and make adjustments to this game.
なので、ここからは、この2つのモードで、より新しい人にも、これまで通りに遊びたい方にも、もっとエキサイトメントを求める皆さんにも、とにかくたくさんの人に
I'm guessing that's it. I can't see any other like peaks at the end. I tried this Immerse Final Fantasy pack, by the way, the audio. It had a free trial. I really didn't like it. I really, really, really didn't like it. And I would like to think that I've got a good enough headset where it would like be beneficial. A lot of the sounds just began to feel quite muddy and tinny, which was really not great. But yeah, don't know if anyone else has had any different situations with it if they've tried it. Right, there you go. Free trial audio? I think it does appear if I go into here and go to System, Audio, Enable Immerse Spatial Audio. Trial expired. Please launch the Immerse Game Pack Edition app to upgrade. It's this. It's essentially a audio, I wouldn't even say overhaul. It's the way in which it pipes the audio from the game into your headset. and uses like this special technology to do it. I didn't like it at all. I would say we'll watch the Koji panel, but we're late now. We've not got much time left. So I figured we'd just have a chat because I do need to end slightly early because I do have a call I need to make in about 15 minutes. I have a call in about 15 minutes. That may or may not be related to TennoCon stuff. Not that something's happening. I've just got some questions I need to ask. So, yeah, I need to take that. Koji panel was excellent. Koji panel discussing Flat Earth with John. Tenno call. Yeah, it's nothing like NDA or anything. Like they're not going to secretly tell me Vosif on it. They're not going to secretly give me all the goss. I've just got some questions about the timetable and scheduling and stuff, but yeah, need to get that sorted now because again, in 2 weeks to the day, I'll probably be chowing down. No, I won't. It'll be midday in Canada. Ah, shit. I'll be having lunch. 2 weeks to the day, I'll be having my lunch. Yeah, that's kind of crazy. By the way, check DMs for the last one. Please ask Reb's favorite candy. See what I can do. It's his interview for voicing a character. Thanks for raising my cortisol levels. Hello, Rue. Welcome. How are you? I'll see you soon, hopefully. You got it, man. But yeah, I just need to sort out some scheduling stuff because, again, I don't know. You might want to listen in on this, Rue, because I might have to try and steal you away to keep me company at some point. I don't know any of the creators there at the moment. And I am too much of an introvert to really try and forge any connections. So I know that I'm there from Wednesday until Monday. And I've got certain things booked in. But I've got a lot of free time. And I'm trying to figure out what I can do with that free time. So, yeah. I've got a chat again in about 15 minutes. Where I'll hopefully have a better idea of what my schedule's looking like. And then I can maybe make some plans around that. So... yeah, and I know we've got a few Canadians, such as the lovely Judge. We've got Jess, Xaviax, among others. I know there's many of you. It'd be cool to do a meetup of sorts, but again, I know we're a little bit further away, risque, a little bit further away from where most of you are located. I know most of you are sort of Toronto-based. So yeah, I'll see about that. See about that. I'm looking forward to it. Really looking forward to it. Yeah, I'm sorry, Rogue Fighter. But yeah, if anyone's in the area, of course, we'll do something. We'll 100% do something. Not to keep talking at you specifically, Rue, but I didn't know you were into 14. That's pretty cool. Who do you main before I go? I'd say hello. Again, I just read that. Canada, that's correct. I've gone to a couple years of TennoCon. If you end up wanting advice from just the general attendee perspective, I'd be happy to help you where I could. Ephemeridian, I might have to bend your ear about that. So, yeah. Expect a message maybe. But yeah, I've got some things to figure out. Again, I'm definitely taking swim trunks because my hotel has a pool. And I love a pool. So, yeah, I mean, that's kind of crazy, isn't it? That I'm going to be in some random hotel in the middle of London, Ontario. And I'm just going to be swimming in a pool somewhere. I'd love to make it, but that's the week before I leave for FanFest. Dawn, I know, because you did message me, didn't you, about the old FanFest thing? So, for those that don't know, a couple of you did message me and say, I've got a spare ticket going for the EU FanFest. And if it weren't for TennoCon, I'd have loved to have tried to go to EU FanFest. But the idea of leaving my wife and son for like a week, coming home, and then immediately going again, I couldn't do that to them. So next year, well, I say next year, 3 years from now, I'll see what I can do. Tank Main, I love 14. Dawn Trail has taken me a bit to get through, so I'm not all the way caught up. Okay, I shan't spoil anything. But I, too, am a big fan of Dark Knight. Where is my Dark Knight glam? Dark Knight. Please say it looks cool. Oh, it is. I do have my cool Dark Knight glam.
By to drop a chancler.
A chancler? Grab it quickly. Niana, thank you very much for the 28 months. I love how I didn't even need to look up to know who that was because of the chancler. Thank you, Niana. It is lovely to see you. Ah, and Ulster has the sword as well. Very cool. Yeah. Niana, how have you been? Thank you very much for the 28 months at tier 2. I sincerely appreciate that. Lunchtime, thank you for the stream, Andy. Have a great time zone, folks. I need to figure out what I'm doing for dinner. I do have a couple of pizzas in the fridge. But do I want those on Friday? Like, Friday is, like, a better pizza day than a Thursday. Maybe tonight's lasagna. I don't know. Eat 2 pizzas? Female, yeah, gotta be. Gotta be. Yeah, I love Dark Knight. And I love this weapon specifically. She should change in a second and, like, hold it in a different angle. Maybe not. Maybe I need to do C-pose? That's better. Oh, now we're cooking. Now we're cooking. Anyway, I love you all very much. Thank you sincerely for hanging out. For those of you who are Warframe enjoyers, there will be a stream tomorrow where no doubt we will watch the hype trailer several times. I already have. It's going to be good. It's going to be good. Looking forward to that immensely. And, you know, we'll learn another Warframe or something, I'm sure. I did get the Vectus Incarnon, and I'm yet to use it because I'm missing some materials I need to farm in Duviri, so maybe we'll do that tomorrow as well. And no, sincerely, thank you to those who ran maps today. Again, I don't know how much we earned, but I did get Honeysuckler. And I'm not even going to go over to the market board. We're going to use it. Let's summon the Honeysuckler. If we go down here, we go to here, and then we go... Where is it? Not in there. There it is. This juvenile creature belongs to a blood-sucking species native to Yoctoral, known for preying upon livestock, owing to their sanguine eyes, sharp fangs, protruding tongue, and spiky back. They have long been feared as demons, but they are harmless when young, feeding only on nectar until they are able to hunt. Suck the life out of my precious trees, will you, says Gabino. And then we will summon them. Where are they? Oh, God, he's pretty big. I was not expecting him to be such a chunky boy. Oh my goodness. Look at the waddle. Oh, my son would love the Honeysuckler. Like, he is all in on dinosaurs at the minute, and that is like kind of like a cute green dino. So I'll report back. I'll report back on my son's feelings about the old Honeysuckler. Anyway, Baby Chupacabra, roughly 300. Okay, so almost 500,000. Okay. Oh, Rogue Fighter. I need to try the new augment. Yeah, I need to sort that. I've got no music playing. No wonder it sounds so dull. There we go. So why's the music go? But yeah, guys, I'm going to run. And I will see you all tomorrow for that. Next week, we will be back with more 14. We've got Guild Wars. There'll be another Warframe stream next Friday. We'll hopefully finish up Bioshock 2. And yeah, again, for those of you who are looking forward to it, Cyberpunk playthrough will begin Saturday. So keep your eyes peeled for that. Yes. What is after Bioshock the 2nd? Oh, wait, shit, it's StenoCon. Yeah. I know, man. Again, it's so weird because it's been, that's like half a year away. That's 4 months away, 2 months away, 1 month away. This month, 2 weeks away. Oh, God. Time is flying and I don't want it to. Well, I do, but I don't. Because I'm just so nervous. Anyway, I love you all. Thank you very much for hanging out today. Sincerely, thank you to the Maps crew. I had a great time. Sorry that we didn't get as much luck as maybe you wanted. We didn't get a Yan mount, but we did get the Yan minion, which I'm super happy with. We got some minions. We got some Figmental weapon coffers. That's pretty good in my book. And here we are at the house to say goodbye. God, I love it. I love this house. Oh, I don't know if I can get on the roof from here. It's a little bit tricky. Hold on. I now feel compelled to try. No, I've already messed it up. I think if you go on top of the Chocobo's head, you can then jump up here, then to here. Oh, it's all coming back to me. Oh my goodness. But then I don't know if you can get up to the top from here. Oh, whatever. This looks cool enough. Anyway, I hope you all have a lovely rest of your Thursday, nearly said Wednesday. And I'll be back tomorrow. So, wait, did you just run straight up there? Wait, you can run up here? What? But then we get stuck here, Clive, unless we can go here. Oh, now we're cooking. Now we're cooking. Oh, secret staircase. Oh, come on, quick. Oh, shit. And again. And again. And again. Yes! Woohoo! We made it! Come on. There we go. All right, I'll sit here and then I'll say goodbye. Keep delaying me with the shenanigans. Right. Again, I love you all. Thank you very much for hanging out. We'll be back tomorrow with the framing of the war. And then next week is the final week of streams until the 16th of July. That's crazy. That's absolutely crazy. But yeah, thank you all. I will see you tomorrow. For now, though, I'm off. I cannot fade away. There we go. See you all. Love you. And goodbye.